there's a chance. But if a David Moyes, there's a chance, there would have been a better chance than a Van Nistelrooy. And even the team he's brought in with him, weren't experienced in this situation in the Premier League.
Games this weekend in the Premier League. Already a 4-0 victory for Brentford at Leicester City. We've got Everton against Manchester United. Our feature game at 3 o'clock UK is Arsenal against West Ham. The late match, Villa against Chelsea. Also available for you, Bournemouth against Wolves, Fulham against Crystal Palace, Tottenham go to Ipswich, and Southampton host Brighton. On Sunday, Newcastle against Forest and Man City against Liverpool. Looking ahead to today's matches, let's hear from some of the bosses involved.
But the margins are so small and everything counts, and we had numbers that any other Premier League title probably you could have won it, and we didn't, so that shows you the level and the difficulty of it.
We spent almost our season top 4. Now we have just 13 games to go, so for sure now the target for us is to finish top 4, to try to finish in the best way.
For me now the position, nice and it's good to be there with around big teams, but we need many more points if we want to fight for something at the end of the season.
Right now we are in a position, let's see if the last games of the season you are going to be in a position to fight for something really important for our club. For sure you are going to fight.
Try to be optimistic, and I think we can do it better. There is a moment of the game we are doing very well, and the moment that we are not good enough for compete. Our goal is to be like more competitive all 90 minutes.
We know they're going to work hard, they're going to be well organised, they're going to fight for everything, so we've got to be in a mindset to match that, and at the same time still play our football. I think that's important.
Thoughts there of the bosses involved in the UK time 3 o'clock matches. If you're listening in the USA, by the way, on SiriusXM, search for any team on the SiriusXM app and you can hear any game you like today. So if you get bored of Arsenal being 7-0 up against West Ham, Mikel Merino hat-trick I'm sure involved, or you can switch over to Bournemouth Wolves, for example. Our feature game to start the day is Everton against Manchester United. Their managers are David Moyes, the Moyesiah, and Ruben Amorim. Here they are.
I always think Manchester United is one of the biggest fixtures in the season, and wherever you are, I think they've always got good players. I think they've got so many talented players, who are so good at what they do. They're probably having a bit of a difficult patch at the moment. It's very rarely you would see Manchester United probably in the league position they're in. But we need to see if we can build on what we do here at Everton just now. I think we've had a really good start, but I see it being a tough game.
David Moyes is doing a better job than me. It's quite simple. And then small things like winning 1 game, winning 2 games. That belief, the pressure also is not the same. I don't know. But I think we have to give merit to the players of Everton, especially to the coach of Everton. And that's all. And we need to do the same.
I've had to adjust a little bit to what's available. I think when you take over a team a little bit during the season, you have to find a way of getting the best results. We certainly did, because we've been in a position where we've been too close to the bottom 3. But I have to say the players, whatever we've done, whatever we've asked them to do, the players have been fantastic. They really have been. They've gone about their job brilliantly well. Their commitment's there for everybody to see, and we're actually playing better and doing a lot better in recent games.
What I feel is that sometimes you don't feel improvement in the team, but then you have some games that you think that are more difficult, and you feel that we can play, we can create situations. That is a good thing. But I think in this moment you can see, when you watch the games, you can see more problems than solutions. I think that is clear. But when we play some games, I feel it that things are there and we are capable, but we have to be consistent.
Yeah, no consistency or quality really so far for Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. Paul Parker, final thoughts before we get to our kick-off in this one. Everton, tremendous home form in general right now, having won last week as well. Man United struggling big time, including on the road with just 1 win, or 2 wins in the last 10 in the Premier League. Everton win, easy peasy today. I mean, what are we going to see?
I've got to be positive and look at everything the way Everton are going for Everton. This game couldn't have come at a better time for them to be playing Manchester United after what they've been through. And I've got to look at Everton, because I've got to still question those players and have they got enough heart to handle this situation. Because this is a big game going to Everton. It's not as vocal and as raucous in the manner it is at Liverpool, but They want to beat Manchester United, and it was always the same when I went there and played against Everton at Goodison. But the moment we put their fire out and we scored the first goal, then it calmed. Manchester United have to score the first goal with these players.
Yeah.
If they go behind Manchester United, these players have not got enough in them to get them out of trouble. And I don't mean all of them, but there's enough of them in there to bring the others down with them.
It's a day of celebration at Goodison Park, the final ever match at this stadium where Man United are the visitors. Can they celebrate with victory? We'll find out next. Players in the Tunnel. Kickoff is coming up. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Hey soccer fans, Chris Whittingham here to announce a new show now airing on SiriusXM FC featuring comedian Russell Howard.
That's right, Chris. From the folks who brought you Smartless, it's Goalless, a new soccer podcast highlighting everything that makes soccer beautiful and funny.
We'll kick around the biggest stories from the world of football featuring analysis, laughs, and great guests.
Join us for all the fun on Goalless, Thursday nights at 9 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
With the winter right around the corner, now is the perfect time to get happy. It's time to call CertaPro Painters. With over 50,000 five-star painting reviews, our commitment to excellence shines through every project. Join the ranks of satisfied customers who trust North America's most referred painting services. Find out what makes CertaPro Painters different. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro. Visit CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro.com. Each local CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Get your basketball fix every afternoon on Sirius XM NBA Radio. Hear Justin Termini. If you don't play as a team, you can't win. And former Sixth Man of the Year, Eddie Johnson.
Let those guys in the front office run the damn team.
Plus, hear exclusive interviews from some of the top names around the game.
Charles Barkley, the Hall of Famer.
Reporters can never get into it with players. That's my rule of thumb.
Catch Justin and Eddie, NBA Today, 4 to 7 Eastern on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, or on the Sirius XM app.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
At Mass Mutual, our commitment to wealth management means offering financial advisors the best of both worlds. With our innovative supported independence model, we're giving you freedom with resources you need to run your business, helping you make a name for yourself with our good name behind you, freeing you to offer clients the advice they need, and making sure you're properly compensated for that advice. When it comes to wealth management, we choose to lead. Learn more at massmutual.com/wealth.
Hi, I'm Fortune Feemster.
And I'm Tom Papa.
And together we host What a Joke. It says both read separately.
Oh, jeez.
Tom, tell the good people what our show's about.
Our show is where comedy lives and where comedians come to visit.
I love that.
Check us out Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. East and 7 a.m. West.
And when we aren't on, you can listen to the best stand-up comedy from the specials you know and love from Netflix.
SiriusXM 93 and on the SiriusXM app.
You are listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Manchester United from Goodison Park. I'm your host, Tom Rennie. Alongside me is the former Manchester United title-winning defender, Paul Parker. This is Premier League Live, and this is a celebration at Goodison Park. The good times are back under the Moyesiah. David Moyes returning to the club. When he did, the Toffees were 6 points behind Manchester United. They are now 1 point ahead of them. The Toffees have not finished above the Red Devils since the 13-14 season, when Everton were 5th, United was 7th. David Moyes was Manchester United manager for the majority of that campaign. The recent run has been nothing short of spectacular. They've won 4 of their most recent 5 league fixtures. The only game they dropped points in was the Merseyside derby, a draw that felt like a win. As for Manchester United, winning has been rare since Ruben Amorim has come to the club. They have lost 8 of their last 12 Premier League matches, 12 of their 25 across this season, just 2 victories in their last 10 away games. So it's about time this group turned up for Ruben Amorim before the expected summer clear-out, and not just of all the cleaning staff. Let's get to Everton's team. Jordan Pickford's in goal across the back line. James Tarkowski, Jake O'Brien, Vitaly Mikalenko and Jared Branthwaite. Midfield is Jack Harrison, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Adrissa Gana-Gueye, James Garner and Jesper Lindstrom, with Beto up front. Bench for the Toffees today, Xiao Virginio and Asmir Begovic, they're both goalkeepers. Michael Keane, Ashley Young, Carlos Alcaraz dropped from the last game against Crystal Palace, Doucouré in for him. Tim Rebenham, Martin Sheriff, Roman Dixon and Isaac Heath. As for Manchester United, Andre Onana is in goal across the back line, Nusam Mazraoui, Matthias de Ligt and Harry Maguire. Midfield, Patrick Dorgu, Casemiro, Diogo Dalot, Manuel Ugarte, who comes in today for Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee are the front three. Bench is Hubert Grasczyk, the goalkeeper, as is Eli Harrison, Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, Lenny Yoro, Alejandro Garnacho, Aidan Heaven, Sekou Kone and Chidozie Obi. That is the subs bench today for United. Still quite a youthful look to that bench, as it was last week against Spurs. Referee for today is Andrew Madley. VAR is Matthew Donoghue. And we are just about to get underway. The final game at Goodison Park between Everton and Manchester United, with the Toffees looking to extend their lead away from the Premier League's relegation zone and indeed from Manchester United. The sun is shining, the weather is turning, and we are ready for a day of Premier League entertainment. United in red shirts, black shorts and black socks. They kick from right to left as we are looking in this first half. That's not the way that Everton would usually kick in the first half of a game, which suggests that Everton lost the toss today. They've got their blue shirts on with white shorts and white socks. They kick from left to right towards the Gladys Street in the first half, which again is not what they usually like to do. Paul Parker alongside me. What sort of game are we going to get here?
I'm going to say this game is going to be, on Everton's part, very high tempo. They're going to want to keep it high, while Manchester United just need to get hold of the ball and take the tempo away, keep control of the ball, but take it away from Everton, because their fans they'll be looking to get their fans going, get the fans onto the Manchester United players, and the best way of stopping that is getting hold of the ball and shifting it around.
Early free kick here for Everton on the left-hand side, about 10 over the halfway. Garner and Harrison are the two men over it. United defensive line just outside their penalty area on the D outside the box. Tarkowski forward at the back post, an obvious target. It has gone towards him, but it's been undercooked. He has got the flick, but to do so he's jumped into Mazraoui, who's gone to ground. An early opportunity there to get Tarkowski forward, whether it be Sean Dyche or David Moyes, or previously with Sean Dyche in the Premier League as well at Burnley. James Tarkowski scored that amazing goal to level things up against Liverpool. He's always a threat in the opposition box.
Oh, he is a threat, and he's just a wholehearted, honest player, to be perfectly honest. Very rarely has poor games. He's one that you can always count on defensively, and he leads very well. Maybe not the most vocal, but he's one of those players you talk about that he leads by example.
Little break in play here because Mazraoui and Tarkowski have both gone down. Not with head collision. Mazraoui's actually feeling his right leg here. Just getting a replay of it, Paul.
I think it's more about the landing, Tom, to be perfectly honest. Definitely with Mazraoui, because he's been knocked a little bit off balance. So you lose that and you're fighting to get yourself balanced while you're coming down towards the ground, and sometimes you might forget about your legs a little bit and might just turn an ankle or just jolt something. There's that first thought in your head thinking it's saying bad when it's not.
They are without a few today, Manchester United. No Johnny Evans, no Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Amad Diallo joining the ranks of the long-term absentees. It's not as bad as, Tottenham, as Postecoglou made clear last week, and one or two others with long injury lists, but significant players out.
But I always look at it, it's over a season. That's part of the season. No one's going to have 11 players who are going to play every single game, because the law of averages don't allow it. People will get injured. Certain players will suddenly feel it a bit more than others. Some can keep going. So we keep moaning and moaning about it, but that's part and parcel of football.
A long blast upfield by Onana was let go by Mikolenko. He has recovered it with Xerxes on his right shoulder. Clears it out of play for a throw to Manchester United. Right-hand side, 3.5 minutes gone, 0-0, Premier League Live. Throw-in is cleared away by James Garner. Then Harry Maguire gets in Mazraoui's way and heads straight into touch, into the waiting arms of David Moyes, who's dressed today like the milk tray man. Black roll neck and black trousers. Sneaking into Goodison Park to deliver 3 points.
And that's what we see with Harry Maguire. He's meant to be the sweeper, the one who's watching everything go around, and he tries to step in front of one of his own players to win the ball that Mazraoui could have won on his own, but he ends up giving away a throw-in. And Mazraoui is actually trying to tell Harry Maguire that as well. Good to see Joshua Xerxes playing today, not necessarily because he's been playing particularly well, but in the final visit of Man United to Goodison Park with David Moyes in charge of Everton, it's good to see someone looking like Marouane Fellaini. That's nice, isn't it? It's enjoyable for us. The reason I'm doing stupid jokes is nothing's happening, Paul. There's nothing happening. It's very early Saturday at the moment. Well, the one thing as well with Xerxes as well is that he's playing 2 games on the bounce. He doesn't often do that. And it's the same as well, given the last few months. We have to say as well with Højlund as well. Well, I suppose they have to in the absence of the likes of Ahmad out injured, the sale of Marcus Rashford, or loan of Rashford to Aston Villa. A ball back with Onana, being chased down here by Doucouré, then Mazraoui pressed by Harrison, then a shanked knock-up field by Dalot, recovered by Maguire, and won back eventually by Everton after some really high pressing and some panic by United. Cross here by Harrison, aimed towards Beto, wins the header, it's on target, but it's straight at Onana, who makes the save. Well, talk about set yourself up, and when you're not good at something, you avoid doing it, to be perfectly honest, and you find another strength. United are not very good from playing at the back in tight areas, haven't got the players sufficient enough to be able to do the job on a regular basis, and yet they keep trying it, and they nearly header on target from Bebeto, so they shouldn't really be trying that too often in such a tight area. But it's another example, isn't it, of how Manchester United have just been given almost open training every week. Like, it's incredible to me. This is a conversation I keep on having with people. Like, they're just writing this season off to try stuff out for next season. I've never seen a team do this, really, for 8 months. I don't know if it's actually intentional, though, Tom. I don't think you can pick and choose. A long ball here, left to right by Everton, which is being chased down by Lindstrom. It's cleared off by Dorgu. And that's gone out of play for a throw into Everton by the offensive right corner flag. Do you know what? I'm watching this, and David Moyes is back at Everton, and the reason why the fans are behind him, obviously they like David Moyes' tenure. You know, some did, some didn't. But he's virtually going back to basics. He's just saying to him, just play forward, pull it in behind. It's just work hard. It's that simple. It's actually a corner, not a throw to Everton, which is taken deep towards Tarkowski. Heads back into play. It's slightly overhit from this near side, and it's out of play for a goal kick to Manchester United. 7 minutes gone, 0-0. Just a question from Bruce has come into us. We don't do the tweets too much these days, but on @TalkSport Live he says, is this a relegation scrap between these two teams? Is that why it's been a bit like this in the opening 7 minutes? Statistically, both have got like 0% chance of relegation, so no, but it's rare to see them both so close to what is happening below. Everton, no, but yeah, for
Man
United, yes. It's about saving face for the club and for individuals as well. That's what they're fighting against at this moment. A lot of them are playing for their own credibility.
Here is Xerxes trying to blast through a gap, but he's overrun it. Challenge is broken to Bruno Fernandes. Patricia Gana-Gay back helping out his defence. Will sweep it back to Pickford, having pickpocketed Bruno Fernandes. Mikolenko can clear upfield, up towards Beto. It's won by Mazraoui, who heads it over his own teammate Maguire. Nearly finds Doucouré, but it breaks back to Mazraoui. Then De Ligt. Chased down by Doucouré. De Ligt has turned him well, knocks it back to his goalkeeper Onana, all in bright yellow away to our right. Just a word on Patrick Dorgu, by the way, Danish international wing-back, signed from Lecce in Serie A, around about £25 million. The final day, I think, of the transfer window, certainly one of the final days, the February days. The long-term replacement for Luke Shaw, I'd guess, at 20 years of age. Or more of a Amorim sort of player?
I think so. He's definitely a little bit more. He's got great agility, and he can dribble as well.
Here he's on the ball, Dorgu. It's a good dribble, but it's a bad pass. It's won back by Branthwaite, who finds Harrison, challenged by Mazraoui, breaks to Adrissa Gana-Gay. First time left to Mikolenko, just keeps that in, sideline left-hand side, about 15 yards inside his own half. Goodison Park's pitch covered in sunlight today behind the big shadows of this incredible old stadium that we will miss in the Premier League from next season. On the left-hand side, as we are looking, you can see there's a big sort of Goodison, which is above the stand, which when the sun hits it reflects onto the pitch, and you can see it written out, which is something we'll miss in the Premier League next year, the new stadium. I'm just bored now. I'm thinking about getting a book out. I'm reading the 17th Reacher book. It's very good.
The what Reacher book?
The Jack Reacher book, the Jack Reacher series. They're very good. The 17th book is like 30 of them. It's very good. Just let you know what we're up to.
Right, okay.
Just sharing my life with you, Paul.
Oh, that's fair enough.
It's fine, don't worry.
I think I'll just stick and just watch the programme. As they come along, just watch the book on the telly.
You should try reading it. It's great fun. It's good.
What, right this minute? I could do it this minute.
Not right now, I need you now, but maybe at half-time you can read your book. A long ball here from Manchester United, and there's a push by Rasmus Højlund on Tarkowski. Look, it's one of those ones that defenders always get, but I always wonder why Højlund can't just come off a couple of yards. He's still trapped.
Yeah, I know, but I just wonder sometimes. Go one side and then check and go the other side. So get them twisting their heads, and that's what they used to do. But now they just run up and they just virtually just try and check and touch them on the back. They go over. The assistant referee just goes a foul. Why bother doing all that chasing?
I mean, is there some reason that Højlund might want to give a free kick away there to reset the team? Maybe.
No. There's no thinking in that at all.
Okay, I tried.
Yeah.
Long from Pickford. Won by Dorgu. Breaks to Beto, who's in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's out injured, though, to be fair, they might prefer Beto at the moment. He thinks he was fouled here by Dorgu and De Ligt. I think it's De Ligt with the final challenge. That's not been given. Onana's pass out wide, just about evades an Everton player pressing in, but goes straight into touch. Dalot wasn't there.
It's just poor from the back, and it starts just with a lot of it with the keeper. They're just not in at the back, and sometimes he's just got to shout them up and say, let's clear our lines, squeeze up and go forward. Let's do something different.
Flick round the corner here to Harrison, intercepted by Mazraoui, cleared down the line, hits Dalot, who's had a rough start to this game. Ugarte will now pick it up. He goes to ground looking for the free kick that everyone gets. He hasn't got it. And in fact, the pressure from James Garner has got him into trouble here, Manchester United. Challenged by Garner, shouts of handball against Maguire. That's not given by the referee. They work it back to Onana in the 6-yard box, who's taking his time. A couple of dummies. Pressure from Beto. Finds Mazraoui to his right. Flipped upfield to Xerxes. Very nearly finds Beto, but he's stumbling backwards, falling over, and it's picked up by Onana.
I just think at the moment in time, Manchester United are playing into Everton hands. They're allowing them virtually they're getting in front of the two up front or the one up front, and virtually at this moment picking up the pieces from them.
Nice 1-2-3 here between Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu. Crossed by Dorgu, it's away by Tarkowski. James Garner forward to Adrissa Gana-Gay, intercepted. Crossed by Dorgu, hits Lindstrom, and then nearly finds Højlund. Does hit Pickford. Pickford goes down. Referee gives nothing. Everton break away, but the ball towards Lindstrom, who'd now got forward, is not close enough to him, and it's cleared out of play by Maguire. Jordan Pickford now complaining that he was fouled by Rasmus Højlund. In fact, it was O'Brien that Dorgu got around. Just seeing the replay of it, I mean, it's not the best of challenges from Rasmus Højlund on Pickford, and he is saying, look, he studied me on the shin there, and he kind of did.
Yeah, he caught him. He was trying to, as every forward's got a right to go for a ball. The ball was there. He just arrived a fraction late after it. But
not dangerous play though.
No,
studs are up in the air. The toes should be pointing down.
No, not when you're making a slide tackle like that. No.
I'm not completely convinced that's not.
What are you going to do then? So if the toes are not pointing down, but if he was to get there, touch the player, and the ball go in the back of the net, would you not give the foul because his toes weren't pointing down?
I'll send him off.
And then
dangerous play.
And give the goal as well, yeah?
No, send him off, free kick.
And you take the goal away?
Yeah.
when you're taking the goal away, which is supposed to be a spectator sport where we're all looking for goals.
I prefer red cards to goals, personally, but that's just me. I'm a weirdo. Nothing was given, and we are back underway. 14 minutes gone, 0-0. We're just having some fun, aren't we, on this Saturday morning? Having a laugh.
I just can't believe you got me biting on that one as
well. I know, it was annoyingly easy. I thought more of you, but there you are. 14 minutes gone, 0-0.
Ball going here again at me, yeah?
Are we seeing enough from Manchester United right now, Paul?
I'm going to call that a leading question.
It is?
No, we're not, Tom. Seeing nothing of any sorts at all. Not seeing anything in midfield at all because they're just not passing the ball in there. And everything they're doing going forward from the back, they're virtually giving it straight to Everton. And Everton are actually almost bound. If they're going to get a goal, Everton, it'll be Manchester United giving the ball to them.
They have a free kick here, Manchester United. A high ball towards Beto. Beto would have been offside. Taken to De Ligt. 15 minutes gone. 0-0 on Premier League Live. Just the one shot so far. Header from Beto, saved by Onana. Nothing so far from Manchester United, who have just shaded possession. But it's very much a 0-0 at this point. High ball from United finds its way to Xerxes, tries to touch it on to Dallo, unable to do so. Everton clear to Harrison. And then Mikalenko will help it back to Jordan Pickford, who we know has a big left-footed wallop, should he decide to use it. Go short to Tarkowski instead. And that's out now on the left-hand side to Jared Branthwaite. And then return to Pickford as Everton try and take a few seconds on the ball here. Maybe draw United on, not a great deal of pressure, so they go long down the channel to Harrison, won by Mazraoui. Into Dallo, then Ugarte, pressure on him from James Garner. Return to Harry Maguire, edge of the penalty area. Not seen too much of the free-scoring Everton of recent weeks so far in this game, as De Ligt runs forward and gives the ball away sloppily. Beto, under no pressure, can miscontrol but still turn away from Maguire, but he has found a diabolical pass into touch. And yeah, Doucouré was like, you saw me, right? Because that pass was nowhere near him. What's happening, Paul?
Well, I'm just going to state the obvious, Tom, and say absolutely nothing.
This is not the best of games so far.
No, I expected a little bit more fight in this game from Everton off the back of their previous home game and a great win away at Palace. I expected them to be on a big high and really go at a poor Manchester United team, and they haven't. They're still allowing Manchester United the opportunity to try and get something out of this game, which many teams of recently just haven't done. They've just virtually got hold of games and gone and beaten Manchester United.
Nice crossfield ball from Bruno Fernandes, finds Dorgu, whose cross was aimed towards the 6-yard box, but too close to the goal line. It's gathered by Jordan Pickford there. A couple of moments now from Dorgu, trying to get involved.
Yeah, well, he's the only outlet they've got, and to be perfectly honest, he's been their most consistent player going forward because he's looking always to go forward when he gets the ball, and he's been trying to deliver balls in the box. The problem is that when he gets there, he's having to wait for people to get there.
Long to Beto, headed back towards Doucouré. Fire a touch from James Garner, who come slightly more central. Right now, Manchester United have not got to grips with the Everton formation at all. There are so many gaps. Here's another one here. Flicked over the top to James Garner. Edge of the box. He's gone down. Continues to play on. Goes down again. No, continues to play on.
He's got to stop doing that, James Garner. That was poor on his part.
O'Brien on the right-hand side now will try to whip across in. It's too low. It's away by Dorgu. And Doucouré and O'Brien will get it back under Everton control. I think maybe a better diver might have got a penalty there, but James Garner couldn't execute. O'Brien then gives it away to Dorgu here, and it's good recovery play from the new Manchester United man. It's up to Rasmus Højlund. Centre circle is Xerxes, then back to Ugarte, left of the centre circle. 18 minutes gone, 0-0. I think it's the first time I've said this. Casemiro's on the ball.
They just haven't found him, have they? And he's one of the ones you want to get on the ball.
And then it's back towards De Ligt, the left-hand side, halfway line. Into Casemiro, then back to De Ligt. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro again. Good challenge on him. And there's a break on here for Everton. It's 4-on-3 if they work it. Doucouré is driving. Outside is Lindstrom. Crossed by Lindstrom towards the 6-yard box. The sliding Maguire gets there before Beto can take a shot.
That comes about from a poor ball by Bruno Fernandes into Casemiro, put him under, couldn't get there, terrible pass, and they get him just in behind. Harry Maguire's come across the near post, the ball's going to go into Beto. I don't know if he would have scored, he was in front of the near post, but that's as good as it's been for Everton on an attacking basis anyway.
Corner kick Everton on the attacking right-hand side, their second of the match from this position. First was overhit, Harrison over it again. In the shade in front of the Gladys Street end in the first half. 19 minutes gone. Corner comes in, left-footed delivery. It's hit the thigh of De Ligt, headed by Decore, away by Mazraoui, then Maguire, still in the box, won by Decore, breaks down for Beto! A scruffy goal for Goodison to enjoy. And it's Beto again from close range. Manchester United could not get that ball clear. And the Toffees capitalise and they take the lead, 1-0.
Well, it was something out of nothing because the game just wasn't warranting a goal at all. And it comes in from well, they're looking to see if they can get it scrubbed off. It's come about from a poor pass by Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line. Ends up going out for a corner kick within a few seconds and the ball comes in. It was just terrible clearances, headers, the ball was all over the place, no conviction. I think it comes off of I think Dallow's thigh, goes back into Harry Maguire, he heads it out and there's another 4 or 5 headers after. I'm looking for what happens next and he's onside.
He's well onside.
Yep, he's a good...
I think De Ligt is playing him on twice.
Yeah, he's a good foot and a half onside. Oh, Dallow again defensively. Hits him on his thigh on the 6-yard box. Should never be, just wasn't prepared when it come in. How can you not be prepared like that?
That is truly atrocious defending from Manchester United. And Beto has now scored 3 in 3.
He's never going to score one like that though and say he meant it.
If you excuse the FA Cup game where he didn't score, and I don't, but if you do, it's actually now 5 goals for Beto in 4 Premier League games. Incredible run he's suddenly got on, considering his record across the season was atrocious. I'm just pausing there, they're checking something else here. Is there a little flick from Lindstrom, and he could be offside again? I don't, even if he does flick that, I think he's still onside even from the second one, isn't he?
I'm really losing the will to live on what they're trying to find, what they go looking for.
Well, they're looking for the very second there is a flick from Lindstrom as it goes forward. But I think even if you play this out to the longest possible degree, he'll still be onside. So I'd be surprised here if this was disallowed. I feel pretty confident.
Was there a foul or something on the halfway line they can find?
Well, they're still suggesting it's offside they're looking for.
This is ridiculous, really.
I mean, there's a lot of sort of slightly further back into it. They're now looking to see whether Beto was offside from one of the first headers on by Decore before it goes forward again. I mean that's... From the first flick by Decore we are now seeing, it then goes forward again. So when it goes forward again, is it still a phase of play? I know that's a bit subjective.
But then does he affect the goalkeeper? No, he doesn't.
I mean, it's then, after Decore hits it, it's then cleared by Mazraoui, and then we play on for a period of time. I mean, how far back are we going to go? This is now, with all due respect, trying to find a way to disallow the goal.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all, this is what people get the hump with, and more than that, in situations like this. It's meant to be entertainment, it's meant to be about the ball going into the back of the net and you're trying to take things away. I think I'm getting a hump there.
I mean, they are trying to get the right decision, I guess. That's the goal, isn't it, of VAR, but the right decision is now come to, and it is a goal for Everton, as given by the referee, as given by VAR. I think that would have been the wrong decision there to disallow from the first flick forward. It is 1-0 to Everton against Manchester United. It's another goal in this glut of them for Beto.
It's just taken so long to get somewhere, in my opinion, which is obvious more than anything. The ball's gone in the back of the net.
It took a bit longer than it should have done, but we got there. We're there, Paul. It's 1-0 to Everton. A game that desperately needed a goal has got a goal. Let's be positive.
Right, okay, now we've got a goal. Let's see if what we're going to get in. Well, it's got the Everton fans going, I tell you.
And we've got Everton pressing high on Manchester United, and they're making mistakes again across their back line. This time the challenge from Decore on Maguire results in a goal kick. It was him chasing down Maguire.
This is the bit which I'm not understanding now, is that you go and concede at a club like Everton, where you know everything about them, you know the way the fans are. You go and give them a goal, and then first when you get the ball at the back, they start squeezing up in you. You go in behind, take the pressure off yourself. No, not Manchester United. You try and play in front of them.
Xerxes down the line towards Hoyland, won by Tarkowski on the cover on the edge of the box. It'll be tough to say that Everton deserved the lead, but of the two teams that we've seen so far, only one has really turned up.
Well, United are just going through this moment of every game's the same, and they're playing in that same pattern at this moment in time. Lots of touches in unnecessary positions, and when they do get in positive position, there's no delivery.
Dorgu tries a 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes down the line. He's being held up by O'Brien. Quite literally held up by O'Brien, forced to ground. Referee gives no free kick there to the United man, which I thought he might have done.
Yeah, I thought so on the first one. To be perfectly honest, it should have been.
It was a goal kick, actually, to Everton. 25 minutes gone, they're winning by a goal to nil. Beto with it. And if you're looking for some hope, Manchester United fans, so far, no shots, 50% possession, 67 accurate passes. That's something to enjoy, I guess. No corners. Not great, Paul. Not great so far from Manchester United. And Everton, listen to Goodison, they're loving it right now. Down the line to Beto. Was he fouled by Mazraoui? Yes, he was. And that's a free kick just for Everton, like it. 10 over the halfway line, left of centre. The chance for Tarkowski to attack the back stick.
The thing about it, if Mazraoui did do that, I don't know why he's gone and done that for, because he was never going to get that ball.
It looks like a little bit of a jump to the ground from Beto, I think. I think Mazraoui's been manipulated there by the Everton forward. But that's a striker in supreme confidence. Everything is swinging his way right now, including dubious free kicks near the halfway line. And he's forward, Beto. Tarkowski is forward. Branthwaite is forward. O'Brien is forward. Lindstrom's the man over it, as is Harrison. In fact, Lindstrom walks away. Garner's there now with Harrison. And now Garner runs away, leaving it to Harrison, who loops it in. It's a good delivery towards Branthwaite. It's away by United. Only as far as Idrissa Gana Gueye. Back to the halfway line, and Mikalenko takes no chances. Back to Jordan Pickford. Pickford long, left-footed, upfield. Won by De Ligt well, but it breaks down to Lindstrom on this right-hand side. In towards O'Brien, who's not really a full-back. Maybe shows that there. With a pass back to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Time and space for James Garner and Decore. They're knocking it around Bruno Fernandes like it's a training drill. O'Brien deep. Beto's control, bit clumsy. Maguire just about gets it away.
Oh, I tell you what, if that had come off for him, trying to take the ball in his chest there of a player, half a foot in front of him, that was... Harry Maguire got away with it there, I would say. Didn't know where the ball was.
Beto didn't get it right. And maybe a little flick to a teammate there. I think Decore was in there with him. Might have led to a chance. 27 minutes gone. 1-0 to Everton. Beto with the goal. Premier League Live. Throwing to Beto. Heads it to Xerxes. And then Ugarte will find Bruno Fernandes. Cushion back to Casemiro, who volleys towards Dorgu. Slipped by Lindstrom. Dorgu's header. Recovered by Casemiro. Lob towards Xerxes, who's done well to show some composure here. And find a pass out left to Dorgu, 25 yards forward on the left. Dorgu into Bruno Fernandes, return to the new signing, low cross, blocked by O'Brien. Corner kick to Manchester United.
Again, Dorgu's the only one who's getting forward. He's getting in some really good areas. I mean, I think O'Brien's done a great job there helping out Lindstrom. But Dorgu is the most positive player going forward. Lovely little 1-2 he played with Fernandes to get to the byline.
It's a nice interplay at points between Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu today down this left-hand side. Maybe the best you can say of Manchester United to this point. It's their first corner of the match, which Bruno Fernandes takes away by O'Brien's head. And then Idrissa Gana Gueye, space and time to volley it over his own shoulder. Now to play for a throw to Manchester United on the halfway line. Mazraoui takes it back to Maguire. Forgive me now, it was to Ugarte, then finds Maguire. Just struggling to identify some of the players at the moment. The sun is so bright at that half of the field. I do know Bruno Fernandes just gave that away sloppily to Idrissa Gana Gueye. One back by Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line. And here is Harry Maguire again, inside his own half. To his right is Mazraoui. Casemiro now, first time spinning ball forward. Headed away by Mikalenko. James Garner wins the next ball, flicks it again to Ugarte. Came off James Garner last, says the assistant referee, for a throw to Manchester United. Into the feet of Casemiro, then back to Maguire, then left to De Ligt. Manchester United have failed to score in 10 Premier League games this season, one shy of an outright record for the club.
From when?
Ever, all time.
All time.
That would be a record. Foul, says the referee. By Dalot on James Garner. I thought they might have gone the other way there.
Oh no.
Now Dalot got away from Mikalenko. It was Garner who got the ball. It's the second foul, Ugarte's. The first one wasn't given. There we are. The second one was. So Dalot thinks he should have got the free kick first. That wasn't. Next one goes Everton's way. We're at 30 minutes now. And it's 1-0 to Everton. Better with a scrappy old goal.
Just the way the game's been, to be perfectly honest. And it does suit Everton with the game being like this. In this manner.
Yeah, Man United being diabolical will help them, I think.
Yep.
They've really done nothing in the game so far of particular note. We are the first of a whole host of brilliant games today, by the way. Following us is Toby Gillis and Hogan Ephraim with Arsenal against West Ham United. Villa will take on Chelsea in the late game of the day. Also Bournemouth Wolves, Fulham Crystal Palace, Ipswich Tottenham and Southampton Brighton. Those games available to our online and digital partners. Last night Brentford walloped Leicester City by 4-0. We're back underway. High ball towards O'Brien. Ricochets into midfield where Doucouré and James Garner win it back for Everton. Mikalenko on the halfway line has it now. On the outside is Harrison. Slipped into Doucouré through a gap. He'll find Idrissa Gana Gueye. Pass was a bit soft towards O'Brien, but does find him. And it's down the line to Lindstrom, who's up against Dorgu. Dorgu's done brilliantly well to win it back and then draws the foul from Lindstrom as well. Excellent from United's best and maybe only player on the day.
Oh, without a doubt. You can see he's very tenacious when he gets close, and he's not actually fouling his feet. He's just working his feet so hard. He's actually nicked the ball from between his legs, popped it through, and then ran round the other side.
Excellent. Really good from Dorgu. Hasn't played too much real top-level football, which is certainly not showing today. Some of the ones that have really struggled. Here's Mazraoui giving the ball away for the nth time today. It's been won back by United, but they're now under pressure down the line from Mazraoui. Then Dalot finds Casemiro. Speaking of decorated players with experience at the top level, doesn't come much better than Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes caught by Idrissa Gana Gueye and Doucouré. Pass right is massively overhit, but Lindstrom will try and keep this in, and he does, right-hand side, but then slips over. Couldn't have done a great deal more there, Lindstrom trying to press hard to keep that ball in play. Here's Bruno Fernandes, desperate to get involved in the play here, trying things for Manchester United. Loose one over the top here towards Højlund, but O'Brien is there who reads it. And he does really well, super calm to find Doucouré, who then turns away from Bruno Fernandes. Lindstrom on the outside, that's a lovely slip ball into Beto. And there's a chance here for Beto to square it, which he has to Harrison! Saved by Onana, still in the box, and it is 2-0, and it's Doucouré. Onana's save was weak, it looped in the air, Maguire was under it, Onana was under it, and Doucouré simply bundled past them both. 2-0 to Everton.
Well, that's just all about having a purpose there for Everton. They just kept going and going. Not the most outstanding of football you're going to see, but they get so many bodies in and around the ball and into the box. And Harry Maguire was facing his own goal, which is a horrible position to be in as a defender, facing your own goal. The ball's in the air. He's managed to get back, but he's got nothing there to jump with. He had nothing there in his legs at all to make the difference and get the ball in the air. Doucouré was on a run as well, so the moment he just jumps, he's got the power of the run that's going to lift him higher than Harry Maguire. He just wasn't It was a
Paul, we're seeing the replay here. That's atrocious defending.
That was terrible. It was I never realised how embarrassing it was, to be perfectly honest. It was absolutely shocking defending by Harry Maguire. Just shows his lack of agility. He should have been up.
It's no aggression.
No, even if he jumps early, he affects Decore. He doesn't. He wants to wait until it's absolutely perfect for him to jump. Poor defending. 2-0. And for me, there's no way back for Manchester United. Given how long's left, they're just not good enough to come back.
Manchester United have been coming here to play Everton for over a century. I can't imagine they've ever played a worse Man United team than what we've seen in this opening 34 minutes.
Well, there was a poor performance, I think, in Ole Gunnar's last appearance as manager at Goodison Park.
Looks like a masterclass compared to this, doesn't it?
That was 4-0 they got beat there, and it was shocking. The last game, Ole's last time at Goodison as manager. But this is worse already. This is absolutely shocking. He's walking up and down, and he's saying, "I could have been there in Lisbon."
Well, at some point, Ruben Emery might need to take some responsibility for the way the last 4 months have gone at Manchester United, because he keeps setting them up in the exact same way. And look at Everton today. They knew exactly what they were coming up against. There's no surprise. They've made plans for them, and they've got all the pockets of space. David Moyes is he's doing his thing. David Moyes has not exactly changed his tactics in the last 5 or 6 years.
I will say, you put a Crystal Palace out there, 3 at the back, they don't win. They're not winning this comfortably.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. It's about the individuals. The individuals haven't got it about them. I'm seeing Bruno Fernandes, again, the captain, giving the ball away more than anybody, and not even just himself thinking, no, I'm doing that too much and keeping it simple. Still trying the most difficult things in the wrong times and at the wrong times.
It just feels like, from a non-footballer perspective, we're taking a break here because Decore and a couple of other players have gone down injured. I think James Garner is down, so they're taking a water on board. Mikolenko also down as well, getting some treatment to his right ankle. So 1 or 2 getting some magic sponge treatment. But it just feels like, you played at the highest possible level, Paul, right? When I watch this, I would say there's a lack of effort from Manchester United and a lack of application, a lack of desire. But that's what I say because I'm just, some guy who watches. Does that happen? Is that happening? Do these players not care? Because that's what it looks like.
Well, they're all the words I would use at this precise moment, to be perfectly honest, Tom. That's what it's about at this moment. It's about individuals not doing enough, and it's about the team not doing enough. And they need to sort these individuals out, but I just don't think the game allows it anymore, where before you get players who will point the finger in teammates' faces and call them out and see how strong they are, and nothing worse than your teammate digging you out, by the way. You'll have the manager, won't enjoy it, but you'll take him before a teammate. I don't think they do it here. I'm looking at Bruno Fernandes. No one is talking about him. No one has pulled Højlund or Xerxes, and Harry Maguire and the other two, they haven't spoken.
We've got a corner here for Manchester United. We're back underway. Long ball headed into touch by O'Brien, taken short by Bruno Fernandes, returned to him but too heavily, and there could be a break on here for Everton, but just about recovered by Dorgu. To Ugarte, who clips cross field. Headed forward by Dalot, cleared away by Branthwaite, throw into Manchester United right-hand side. 36 minutes gone. It's Everton 2, Manchester United 0, Premier League Live.
Well, I know that last week he tried his best to avoid, but he did in the last 2 minutes, using any youngsters off the bench. And I just think he's going to have to think about using Obi Martin, I think. It's Obi Martin, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's got to bring him on earlier and give the lad a run. It doesn't matter. I'm for one and bringing in young players when the moment's right. Don't want to bring them into a bad situation, a bad atmosphere. I'm just looking at the front line. There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. Bring on a young lad who's going to have zest, a desire, and just an attitude that says, I just want to run and I want to prove a point.
Ball is with Bruno Fernandes, left sideline. Forward to Dorgu, who's been United's best player on a particularly competitive field. Here's Ugarte, finds Casemiro, then left to Bruno Fernandes, into the offensive third, into the shade, prod towards Højlund, turned to Kowski, but lost the ball, and it finds Jordan Pickford.
That is the problem. United have not got anybody they can play the ball into.
38 minutes gone. It is 2-0 to Everton. And we are still waiting for our first shot in anger from Manchester United. No shots. Still the majority of possession, though. Just about 54% in their favour.
Do we get a percentage of points for that possession? Anything this new game of football?
I think the hipsters like it.
No.
Xerxes heads on. It's away by Branthwaite. Right by Ugarte and brought down by a combination of Mesraoui and Dallo. Challenge on Xerxes. Everton have it again. There's a break on here for Doucouré. Beto's ahead of him. Doucouré is just going to burst forward. And he finds a release left to Garner. James Garner. Back on the right boot. Crosses block. Took too long. Away by Mesraoui, said, but only as far as Idrissa Gana Gueye. He miscontrols. Hoyland tries to turn. Challenged by Idrissa Gana Gueye. He's lost out now to James Garner, who's run across on this side. It's still a very poor game of football.
Oh, it is a poor game of football. But we're seeing James Garner lose the ball on the edge of the attacking box, and he sweeps it up near the halfway line after his initial mistake. There's a difference between the two teams, but it is a poor game of football. When you talk about care on the ball.
Here's James Garner into the box, finds Beto, still got it, Beto, can he get the shot away? No, he can't. Back to Lindstrom. Lindstrom's cross is too heavy towards the back post. That's out of play for a goal kick to Manchester United. It just feels like the third is coming here.
Have to believe it's going to come just the way Manchester United are defending. They are so wide open, so wide open. They're just not shuffling across. They've got the extra man at the back, but the extra man doesn't come out in the middle of the pitch. It's just amazing.
Just not enough from Manchester United so far. Here's Lindstrom, who's picked it up in the centre circle, trying to pretty lame-looking step over, and Casemiro sort of falls over and wins it back. It's been that sort of game, really. I wouldn't say Everton have been particularly good to be 2-0 up. Just they've been significantly less poor than Manchester United, which is odd. 40 minutes gone, 2-0 the Toffees lead. They will not care about my analysis of the game, I'm sure. Here's Bruno Fernandes back towards Dorgu and then to the halfway line De Ligt. Just can't at the moment, Paul, see any route back into this game for Manchester United.
They just don't look like a side who can come back from a 1-0, let alone a 2-0 deficit. They haven't got enough going forward. There's not enough energy in the middle of the park. They play in tight areas which they're not good enough to play in.
Here is Bruno Fernandes. Finds a release to Dallo. Via Mesraoui. Here's Mesraoui again. Challenged by Harrison. Mesraoui keeps it. Fronts towards Casemiro. Lip of the centre circle. Everton half. Leaves it short for De Ligt. He's complaining to Dorgu for some reason or other.
I think he was looking him to make the angle run off the straight pass. That's what he wanted. And Dorgu was content to stay on the touchline.
Into Casemiro. Nudge back towards Maguire. And then De Ligt down the line to Dorgu. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. There was some pressure there from Lindstrom, and the referee has given the free kick. He's given those a lot today, so that's poor from Lindstrom. You know that's going to be given if you make the contact.
And then as well now, with how slow they are on the ball, Manchester United, it suits David Moyes. You see the way his defence set up. It's very difficult to break down, even under Sean Dyche they were, even more so under David Moyes.
Fernandes delivery, flicked towards goal by Rasmus Højlund, blocked on its way through by Mikalenko, recovered by Højlund to Bruno Fernandes. To the edge where Ugarte has got time to wind up a shot, but it doesn't really have the pace, the power, the accuracy. You need all those, really.
It's just lacking, to be honest, and from somebody who's not renowned 100% to score goals, especially from there. See what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his foot around it, looking at the keeper's top left-hand side.
There's kind of options back post there. De Ligt had made a move, Maguire had made a move. Not so good from Ugarte, who had played for Ruben Amorim previously, so you'd expect him to be up to speed with what the manager wants. At some point, might need to start to question whether he's actually got good ideas for the Premier League. Is he just Christian Gross with fabulous hair? United give the ball away again here, and Everton can counter. Lob towards Doucouré, but it's recovered by Maguire.
At least he didn't walk around with a metro ticket in his hand.
Well, I have to now, won't he? I've got the tram. I know how to get here. I've got the tram. He's got an umbrella. He's been to Salford. And I'm not seeing it at the moment. I mean, my European football expert friends tell me he's an incredible coach and all that, but this is absolutely dire so far. They nearly give the ball away again here, Manchester United. Maguire finds De Ligt, being pressed by Beto. De Ligt forward, gives the ball away. This has been one of the worst performances by a team I've seen this season. And I've watched Leicester City many times. And this is right down there. Everton are stumbling to a 2-0 victory.
I've actually seen collectively the worst 45 minutes of my life, and it was involving Everton at the London Stadium.
Yes, that was 0-0 that day, wasn't it?
Yes.
You will do anything for money, won't you? Last minute of regulation time in this half, but we are going to have a few added on for some injuries. I think both might be happy for the whistle to go here. Everton in total command. Everton in total command. How many times have we said that in the last half decade? Not many. That's what the return of the Moisaya does for you, I guess. We've got to see more, haven't we, from Man United second half?
More,
just effort.
But I think he's got to make changes, and he mostly doesn't want to bring on the young players. But I think he has to. He has to, in my opinion, make a change up front. Definitely make a change. It's amazing how a team missing one player are lacking in the attacking third, and Amad Diallo.
Yeah. I just wonder, we're going to have 6 minutes, by the way, at the end of this half for us to prattle on with nothing happening until the whistle. I just wonder what the reaction might be like from Man United fans and the wider ecosystem if Erik ten Hag's team put in a performance of this lack of quality. I mean, people, if they had hair, were pulling it out, wouldn't they? I just feel like Ruben Amorim's getting a bit of a free hit here.
Oh, he is, but I think everyone...
This shape does not work for this team. Stop doing it. It's been 4 months.
Yeah, but to be honest, the other shapes never worked, did they, really?
They did win a FA Cup last year and finish in the Europa League qualification positions.
Well, at the moment, they're still in the FA Cup, so let's wait until that game's out of the way.
Score point well made. Let's reconvene at that point. Here's Joshua Zirkzee driving forward, trying to make something happen here. Blocked on his way through. Lindstrom then wins a header on the loose ball, and it goes back to Jordan Pickford in goal. The FA Cup, by the way, returns for United next weekend, home against Fulham, 5th round tie.
OK, then, yeah, we might have to talk about...
So we'll reconvene then.
Yeah.
We'll get back together again on the Sunday, 2nd of March. Still in the Europa League, I guess. Is it Real Sociedad, I think they got in the draw?
Sorry?
Real Sociedad in the Europa League draw for United.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Here's Bruno Fernandes in the centre circle with a prod through to Rasmus Højlund up against Tarkowski. Can he get a shot away, Højlund? The United number 9 drops the shoulder. Held up by Lindstrom. Back to Dorgu. Out of the box. Here's Casemiro. Casemiro to Ugarte. Challenged by Decore. Breaks to Beto. Maguire just prods it off his toes. Forward to Bruno Fernandes here. The goal could change everything. Bruno Fernandes, drifting run. Crossfield pass. Finds Dalot. Couple of step-overs into Ugarte. Runs into trouble. Back to Dalot. Here's Casemiro, edge of the box, first time cross away by Branthwaite's head, spins off his forehead. It's out of play for a corner kick on the attacking right.
Defensively, you've got to look at now, you've got Branthwaite, you've got Tarkowski, and you've got O'Brien, 3 solid lads. It's got to be a hell of a cross. It's got to be great movement to get in between them.
Yep, and it wasn't that time. How about now? Corner kick on the attacking right-hand side. 3rd corner of the match for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes with it, flicked by Zirkzee, towards goal, off target, goal kick. Any thoughts?
Oh, any thoughts I've got, really, I can't say them on the radio, Tom.
Okay.
I'm just going to say disappointed, but not surprised. I wasn't expecting anything different. I knew they were going into the Lions then. The Lion was roaring initially, but they've come in there and they're quite tame, and yet they're still being outfought.
Are we going to start to have a conversation soon about whether Ruben Amorim should be in charge for the summer and the start of next season?
Not from me, Tom.
Are you seeing positivity at all about the future?
I'm still thinking about the tools in his bags aren't good enough. That's how I'm looking at it. I think he needs a window, and all the players coming in, we can actually maybe identify being players that he wants.
Here's Casemiro, one of the most decorated players in European football. Here's Dorgu, £25 million signing from Lecce fouled on the edge of the penalty area here. Yellow card's been given by the referee.
I really don't see that. I think that's.
O'Brien is the man.
I think that's a poor decision by the referee. He's not sure about it. I just don't know. No.
You don't think that's enough?
No, I don't. You're going to connect. Football is still a contact game. Was there an arm out to push him over? No, there was nothing there. Any reason for him to fall down? That's not a free kick and definitely not a yellow card.
Well, it has been given as such, much to Paul Parker's irritation.
And he's behind that. He can't see any contact of his hands at all. Who's told him that there was contact enough to be a foul?
Giving us a free kick left-hand side of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes is over it. It's about 12 yards away from the end line, just left of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes with a whipper, and it's off the forehead of James Garner. Recovered by Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line, pressed by two, lobs it forward. It's a good ball to Dorgu. He's now being chased down by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Hasn't gone over the sideline despite the protestations of Goodison Park. And it's probably back to Ugarte. We're in the 49th minute now. There was 6 added on at the end of the half. It's 1-0. Well, it's 2-0 to Everton, forgive me. Goals from Beto and Decore. Lob forward towards Rasmus Højlund, away by O'Brien. Breaks to Xerxes, challenged by Idrissa Gana Gueye once then twice. Bruno Fernandes goes down as if he was fouled. Everton don't care about that, they're on the counter with Abdoulaye Decore trying to nutmeg Casemiro. Hits Casemiro's falling frame and it's out of play for a throw into Everton, right-hand side. Idrissa Gana Gueye and Bruno Fernandes there with the challenge, which maybe looks a little bit ropey on first viewing. There's a connection between Idrissa Gana Gueye and Bruno Fernandes. Referee hasn't given a free kick or a foul. Slightly reckless from the Everton man. There's no need for that really, considering they are in total control of this game. Sending off and a full half with a man down could change things. Feels like it might need something like that for Manchester United. They've been so poor in this game. Dorgu and De Ligt battle for the same ball. They both sort of win it at the same time, and it breaks through Decore. Decore's cross off Casemiro, flicked on by James Garner towards Harrison. Breaks back to Garner, headed towards Mikalenko, lob forward towards Beto, who's turned away from Maguire. Maguire wants offside to come. Don't think it is going to. Beto runs out towards the corner flag and finds Harrison. Harrison against Dalot. Down the line towards Mikalenko. Mikalenko back to Jack Harrison, in towards Idrissa Gana Gueye. Final seconds of the first half for Everton have been in total control since Beto's opener in the 19th minute. Decore down the line to Lindstrom, breaks back to Decore, who's in the box here. Decore across the 6-yard box, nearly for Beto, cleared by Mazraoui. Corner kick for Everton.
Wow, and I think they've got away with that one as well. Dorgu, when Decore went across him, if he goes down, that's a penalty, Tom. Given how this referee's been, that is a penalty. But I'll tell you what, Mazraoui's made a great challenge there. A great challenge. I don't think he's getting there, is he? Onana, he's not getting there.
That is a fantastic block from the United man.
He's only got. He was actually diving backwards there, away from the ball.
Corner kick taken. Back to Harrison, spun in. That's Onana's, and that will surely be half-time. Yes, it is, and what a diabolical half it has been for Manchester United, but what a delightful one for Everton. They are in total control of this game, on their way to another win in the final season at Goodison Park. Beto and Decore with the goals. Manchester United have been absolutely abysmal. If we can convince him to put his headset back on, there'll be analysis from Paul Parker at half-time. Stay with us, you're listening to Premier League Live.
I'm Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy. I have 2 brand new exclusive channels right here on SiriusXM. First, there's Unwell Music, fun, feel-good music for the girls. And Unwell on Air, the best of Unwell and brand new live daily shows with weekly pop-ins from yours truly. Unwell Music on Channel 3 and Unwell on Air on the SiriusXM app.
Regulated activities performed by a licensed affiliate.
I had no idea I can sell my life insurance policy.
Norman and Nancy Dugan for Coventry Direct.
We were about to let Norman's policy lapse because premiums have become expensive. Our kids are doing well on their own, so we just don't need it anymore.
Then Nancy called Coventry.
They were so helpful, answering all of our questions.
If you're over 65 and have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify.
After this past year, we're celebrating life. We've booked some long overdue travel, and we're able to pay for our grandkids' college.
Coventry Direct has helped thousands live the life they want to live, pay for unplanned medical expenses, or supplement retirement income. When it comes to selling your life insurance, Coventry's got you covered. Call 800-713-4846 or visit coventrydirect.com to learn more about how you can get cash by selling your life insurance. 800-713-4846.
You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing employees. That's exactly why I started my business, so you don't have to. Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi so small business owners could take back control of their business. Need to fire a poor performing employee who happens to now want 3 months off? Your Bambi HR manager will take care of that for you in your first week with us. You spend your time coaching your A players, we'll take care of the rest. I'm so confident that Bambi will help you focus on what you love about running your business that I'm offering a $1 trial to the service for your first month. Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $20. Yes, $20. $9 a month for companies of any size. Month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime.
Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com and type stocks under radio to schedule your first call with an HR manager right now. Go to BAMBEE.com, stocks radio.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable.
Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on the SiriusXM app and talk about all the EPL drama on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
You are listening to Premier League Live. Our first game of the day is Everton against Manchester United. Half-time. One back eventually by Everton off some really high pressing and some panic by United. Cross here by Harrison. Aimed towards Beto. Wins the header. It's on target, but it's straight at Onana, who makes the save.
United are not very good from playing out the back in tight areas, haven't got the players sufficient enough to be able to do the job on a regular basis, and yet they keep trying it.
Corner kick Everton. Harrison over it again. Corner comes in, left-footed delivery. Headed by Decore, away by Mazraoui, then Maguire, still in the box. Won by Decore, breaks down for Beto! A scruffy goal for Goodison to enjoy. And it's Beto again from close range. Manchester United could not get that ball clear. And the Toffees capitalise and they take the lead, 1-0.
Dallo again defensively, hits him on his thigh on the 6-yard box. Just wasn't prepared when it come in.
That is truly atrocious defending from Manchester United. Beto has now scored 3 in 3. From on the outside, that's a lovely slip ball into Beto. There's a chance here for Beto to square it, which he has to Harrison! Saved by Onana, still in the box, and it is 2-0, and it's Decore. Onana's save was weak, it looped in the air, Maguire was under it, Onana was under it, and Decore simply bundled past them both. 2-0 to Everton.
Harry Maguire, the ball's in the air, he's managed to get back, but he's got nothing there to jump with. Decore was on a run as well, so the moment he just jumps, he's got the power of the run that's going to lift him higher than Harry Maguire.
And that is the story of the opening 45 minutes. Tom Money and Paul Parker with you on Premier League Live. We did convince Paul to come back for half-time, only just. Paul, let's start with the positives here. Let's talk about Everton, who have had a real rough few years at Goodison Park, and under Sean Dyche, they were still likely to stay up, but it was still a relegation conversation. Victory today will put them to 33 points. Coming into today, they had statistically a 0% chance of relegation, including to our friends at Opta. I mean, it's all going remarkably well, and this could not have gone better for them, could it?
No, it's been absolutely perfect for them. I'm quite sure they was expecting a tougher game. I think the fans have chilled. I thought they was going to make it more raucous as well, really having a go with everything to put the frighteners into a few players in the red shirts of United, but they haven't had to bother, Tom. They're not doing enough, Manchester United, to threaten Everton. They've not put them under any great pressure, do not look like they're going to score a goal. So the Everton fans they've tapered it back a little bit. They're not really going the full Goodison roar, and they're coasting.
Because they're on their way to a kind of mid-table obscurity with a comfortable victory today against Manchester United. I mean, okay. What's going wrong with Man United today? Why was that as poor as it was? For me, I mean, I've seen some terrible halves of football this season from teams. That was down there with one of the worst I've seen from anybody. What's happening?
It's hard to explain, Tom. I think everyone's seen it. I just think there's not enough players there who are actually brave enough to play for the club in this situation. A lot of them cannot believe they're at Manchester United.
Casemiro?
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes?
Well, I'm looking at Casemiro. I would take him today in front of Bruno all day long with what he's done with the ball. Bruno is just making things worse and worse, everything he's doing. Is he trying too hard or is he just trying to play for himself? I really don't know what category I'm going to put him in. But he's at the moment in time, he's maybe the most effective United player over the last few seasons. But he's put himself there in the position to be that. Is he a right to lead a team as captain? Not in a million years. And you can see what we're seeing today. He's not a person you look to lead you. You're always going to have bad games, but it's about how you conduct yourself when you're having that game. What do you do? You know things ain't going right for you. Are you going to go and stop people? You're going to pull people together. He doesn't do that.
Paul, go and get a cup of tea, mate. You've earned it. It could be a long second half for you, my friend. That's the Premier League title-winning former Manchester United fullback Paul Parker alongside me today. This is the first game of our broadcast day today. Should mention last night Brentford walloped Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. Later today we've got Arsenal-West Ham up next with Toby Gillis and Hogan Ephraim. That's followed by Villa against Chelsea. John Anderson, Dave Kitson with that one. And across the UK time, 3 o'clock for our online and digital partners. You can pick Bournemouth against Wolves, Fulham against Crystal Palace, Tottenham at Ipswich and Southampton against Brighton. Tomorrow, Newcastle Forest and City against Liverpool. So Premier League games Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday for you in the week. Paul, I'm trying to do some work here. Do you mind? I know you're not on the mic, but I mean, calm down, okay? Keep it together, all right? Blimey. Parker's gone here. Anyway, when we are wrapped up in an hour or so, we do cross to Toby and Hogan with Arsenal against West Ham. Their managers are Mikel Arteta and Graham Potter.
But the margins are so small and everything counts. And we had numbers that any other Premier League title probably you could have won it, and we didn't. So that shows you the level and the difficulty of it. But the fact that we have experienced it obviously helps because we know what it's going to take to do it.
They're a really, really strong top team. Mikel's done a great job in terms of developing the club and developing the team. It isn't easy, but that's what we're in the Premier League for. Really excited for the game. And we go there and we're positive and we try to be the best version of ourselves.
We have to do our job and it's going to be a tough one against West Ham and if we do that, obviously we'll be looking at that game on Sunday. But it's 13 games to go still. There's still a lot to play and you can see how difficult it is for everybody to win football matches. So we really need to be there.
I realised before and I realise now, again, what I've said all along, it's a really, really big club with great support, ambition. I'm loving my time here, really excited for what we can do. But at the same time also know that we need to improve and get some points and keep taking steps.
Yeah, just one win under Graham Potter at West Ham since he came in, and that was a rather fortuitous one against Fulham, and I think his first home game in charge. West Ham do need some points. They also, by the way, statistically have a 0% chance of relegation. It's like 0.9% or something like that, but you got to get the points in the end, and at the moment West Ham don't like getting them, and they go to Arsenal today trying to close the gap on Liverpool, who are top of the table. They play tomorrow, of course. Our late game today is Aston Villa up against Chelsea. Managers for that one, let's hear from them now. It's Unai Emery and Enzo Maresca.
Tactically at the beginning, try to fill everybody with their capacity, qualities, skills, and as well with their individual motivation and wishes to be protagonists, try to get collectively, tactically, as strong as possible, defensively, offensively. This is the task I have. And of course, the player as well they are involved in this commitment to get it as soon as possible.
We spent almost our season top 4. Now we have just 13 games to go, so for sure now the target for us is to finish top 4, to try to finish in the best way.
Chelsea is really a very good test, collectively, individually, very good test, because in the table we are more or less under our target, and tomorrow we have to try to get this opportunity again to try to compete and to try to get 3 points.
They are doing fantastic this season. You can see even in Champions League they finished first 8. That it's an unbelievable achievement for them, and they are there fighting to finish top 4 also this season. They know clearly the way they want to play, and the manager is probably one of the best managers.
Stay with us, second half of Everton Man United to come, 2-0 to the Toffees at the break. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Every match from the English Premier League is now available on the SiriusXM app.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
Every unforgettable moment.
Simply sensational.
Every heartbreaking result.
Just goes from horribly bad to even worse.
Every statement win.
This is the place where dreams come true.
Don't miss a match of the EPL. Listen to the English Premier League on the SiriusXM app. For a complete schedule, go to SiriusXM.com/EPL.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-222-5585. 800-222-5585. Again, that's 800-222-5585.
Selling your home? On Ready.com, real estate agents will pay you up front for your listing. $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, just for a chance to sell your home. Why would they pay to be your agent? Well, your listing is really valuable. So if an agent is smart, they'll go to Ready and offer you cash up front to get it. And you do want a smart agent, right? So go to Ready.com, REDY.com. Simply give us the basic information about your property. We'll notify all those smart agents who signed up on Ready, and in 48 hours, they'll be competing for a chance to sell your home. Chat with them. Choose the best one. Get paid. Thousands of extra dollars in your pocket, and it's still day one. Smart agents, smart you. Get more when you sell your home. Go to Ready.com, REDY.com, or call 888-448-READY.
Hi, everyone. This is Heisman Trophy winner and NFL quarterback Doug Flutie. I'm excited to tell you that my podcast, the Flutie Flakes Cast, is back for the entire football season. I may have played like 21 years of professional football in 3 different leagues, but I'm still just a big kid, and I absolutely love this game. Every week, we'll talk about the topics I care about and bring on super fun guests. So please subscribe today wherever you stream your podcast or listen on the SXM app, included with most subscriptions.
You are listening to TalkSport's coverage of Everton against Manchester United from Goodison Park. I'm your host, Tom Rennie. Alongside me is the former Manchester United defender, Paul Parker. This is Premier League Live. It's 2-0 to Everton at half-time. Beto and Decore with the goals in the opening 45 minutes. We're just waiting for the two teams to emerge in the tunnel. In fact, United have been here for a minute or so, and it's notable, Paul Parker, that Ruben Amorim is sitting in the dugout looking at the ground like the woman he loves is marrying his best friend. Why is he so miserable? That's not encouraging.
I don't think it's miserable. I'm going to call it disillusioned. And do you know what, Tom? I'm looking at the situation, and if it was to happen, I'll say, yeah, fair enough.
He's not going to stay, is he?
I just think to myself, is he just going to walk away? And to be honest, it'll be another embarrassment for the club. Absolute embarrassment for the club.
That is a man who's not happy to be here, and I'm speaking as a man who's never happy to be anywhere, and that's the face I pull wherever I go. Right, team news. Everton, Jordan Pickford's in goal. It's James Tarkowski, Jake O'Brien, Vitaly Mikalenko and Jared Branthwaite. Midfield is Jack Harrison, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Idrissa Gana-Gueye, James Garner, Jesper Lindstrom. Beto is your man up front, in great form as well. João Virginia, Asmir Begovic on the bench. They're both goalkeepers. Michael Keane, Ashley Young, Carlos Alcaraz, Timo Rebana, Martin Sheriff, Roman Dixon, Isaac Heath. That's the rest of the bench. For Manchester United, Onana is in goal with Nuzar Mazraoui, Matthias de Ligt and Harry Maguire. It's Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte in the centre with Patrick Dorgu and Diogo Dalot on the wings. Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, the front group. Hubert Grasjic with Eli Harrison, both goalkeepers on the bench. Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, Nani Yoro, Alejandro Garnacho, Aidan Heaven, Sekou Kone and Chidozie Martin Opie. Andy Madney's our referee. Matthew Donoghue is the dreaded VAR, and we are underway for the start of the second half. It's 2-0 to Everton as things stand. Manchester United on the ball. They kick from left to right as we are looking in this second half. Red shirts, black shorts and black socks. Everton kick the other way. That's a right to left as we are looking. That's royal blue shirts, white shorts and white socks.
I'm just looking how United started with the ball when they've gone all the way back to the edge of their own box and Everton are attacking them already. I think they're in a position where they've just got to get the ball forward as quick as possible and show a bit of energy.
Well, we haven't seen that in the opening minute. It's Everton coming forward again down the right-hand side. Flicked on towards Lindstrom, running towards the end line. Cross comes in, deflected off the toe of de Ligt, and it's an early corner in the second half for Everton on the attacking right-hand side.
And it's not what you're looking for when you're 2-0 down at Goodison Park. You want to be the team getting the first corner, the first effort of goal, causing the first problem in and around the box, but it's not. It's Manchester United who kick off and go backwards, and they're getting everything that they asked for just by starting that way.
The third goal at the start of this second half would, you imagine, wrap this game up early as the ball is delivered deep. It's won by Branthwaite, it's on target, it's looping, it's saved on the goal line with some ease by Onana, but that's another attempt on target for the Toffees.
Well, this is me at 5'7", and I'm still asking the question, what's Ugarte doing man marking Branthwaite? Why is he there on a standing start, man marking someone who's about a good foot taller?
At the other end, United trying to get back into this game with Ugarte down the right channel into the offensive third with Dalot. Casemiro, reverse pass, Zirkzee tries to turn, challenged by Branthwaite, breaks to Bruno Fernandes. Here's Casemiro, back to Bruno. Bruno running left to right, prodded towards Ugarte, kind of falls over on the ball under pressure from Harrison. Finds Mazraoui. Dalot on the right sideline, back to Mazraoui. In towards Ugarte, who can turn and look for a forward pass. There isn't one, so he goes square to de Ligt, who can run forward, ball at feet. Pass a bit heavy for Dorgu, who's made something of it. He's away from Lindstrom. Cross comes in. That's a good ball. Cleared by Harrison before Ugarte could get there. Casemiro wins it back for Manchester United. On towards Dalot on the right-hand side. Corner of the penalty area. Ugarte, swinging cross. Zirkzee is there. It's away by O'Brien. Header by Bruno Fernandes. It's away by O'Brien. Still in the box. Away by O'Brien again, this time with a big hulking volley upfield. Recovered by Maguire, who will then find Mazraoui. And there's a bit of intensity about Manchester United for the first time in this game. 49 minutes on the clock, 2-0 to Everton.
Well, that's the first bit of passage of play we've seen, and he showed a little bit of authority on the ball and caused Everton a bit of a problem for the first time.
Casemiro, diagonal, in the air, won by Harrison. Push it back to Mikalenko. Gives it a clip up field. Won well by Casemiro before Beto could get there. Long shadows on the field. The sun very clear and very bright today on about 90% of the Goodison pitch. Only the goal away to our left is in shade, and so visibility has been poor for players and commentators alike as the ball is played down the channel here towards Ugarte. It's off Branthwaite last for a corner kick to Manchester United.
I think it was. I think Ugarte's done well. He's back-heeled it onto him.
Just wonder if Mikalenko might have an issue here. He picked up an injury, didn't he, at the back end of the first half. Ashley Young is getting stripped and ready to come on. Could be something else as well, of course. We'll find out in due course as Bruno Fernandes delivers the ball in towards the near post. It's away by Beto. Calls for a foul on an Everton player at the near post. That's been given.
I think the referee's gone with a shout there, to be perfectly honest, unless I see something different.
It might be Lindstrom who's got a problem, actually. He already seems to be coming up to the sideline. Ashley Young, a former Manchester United player. He's getting stripped off and ready to come on. Not for the moment, though. We're back underway with Everton looking long towards Beto. Beaten to it by De Ligt. Comes off Beto last. It's a United throw on the halfway line. 5 minutes gone. Start of the second half. Little flurry from both teams, Paul, but nothing of particular significance so far.
No, really. I mean, United had to show something. Everton did it early, while Manchester United are slowly having a go a little bit now.
Dorgu finds Bruno Fernandes, who tries sort of prodded lob forward to where Dorgu was running, but it was massively overhit from the Manchester United captain. And that's through to Jordan Pickford. Branthwaite, left-footed, down the line. Towards Beto, will get there before Mazraoui and Maguire. He goes to ground. Referee sees no foul there. Man United come away with the ball with Casemiro finding Ugarte over the top towards Højlund's run. He's done well here. Rasmus Højlund gets there before Branthwaite. Shouts of handball, challenged by Tarkowski. Corner kick to Manchester United on the attacking left-hand side.
That's one of the first times they've actually gone in behind. And again, Højlund is always fighting his touch. So anything from that is always a bonus, and they've got a corner.
Corner kick on the attacking left-hand side. United's 5th of the match. Delivered right under Jordan Pickford's nose. But there was no challenge on him, so he's able to gather quite easily from Bruno Fernandes' delivery.
Well, that was, I don't know if it was meant to be a poor one into the near post that went over, or one that was undercooked to the back post, but he made it easy for Jordan Pickford just to pluck it out of the air with no one near him.
Mikalenko with a pass back towards Branthwaite on the edge. To his own box, that is. Mikalenko again. Ashley Young still stripped and ready to come on, by the way. We are being told it is Jesper Lindstrom who's going to come off, but maybe they're just trying to see if he can get through a few extra minutes here. Running off as Tarkowski chips along. Beto under no pressure can come off 3 centre-halves to bring it down.
Absolutely amazing.
Put it back forward towards James Garner from Lindstrom, but that's a poor one. And Casemiro can find Xerxes. Xerxes turns forward over the halfway line, left-hand side. Passes straight to Branthwaite, aimed towards Rasmus Højlund, and that's back towards James Tarkowski.
But that was more about Højlund not making a move towards the ball, Tom. He's just stood in an area behind an Everton player, and the longer it got left, the more time the space was being closed down.
Lob over the top here towards Lindstrom, comes off De Ligt, spins off his toes, and out of play for a corner kick to Everton. And just the body language. I mean, look, I'm not a psychologist or something, but every time something goes wrong for United, they're looking at their shoes, they look miserable. I mean, you're 2-0 down away from home, of course you're miserable, but I mean,
that's because
a long way to go here, no?
Yeah, there is, but there's nothing happening around. There's no belief that they're going to get back in the game. That's the bit I'm seeing, and the way I'm relating to. There's a lot of players wondering, where is the goal going to come from every time they go forward? How many teams are avoiding, how many players are avoiding giving it to Højlund because they don't believe they're going to get it back?
A change is now being made for Everton. Lindstrom is being withdrawn. Ashley Young, 39 years young, is entering the fray, a man who had 8.5 years at Manchester United and was part of Alex Ferguson's last title-winning United squad back in 2013. He is still playing against United today and about to, it would seem, win against them. Incredible. The man will simply never retire. Referee having a word with a couple of United players at the back post, and Arnold's got something to say to him as well. It's Harrison who's going to take this on the attacking right. Tarkowski is the man lurking at the back post with Rasmus Højlund. 54 minutes gone, 2-0 to Everton. Flick towards O'Brien, cleared away by Manchester United. They can break here. On towards Dorgu. Green grass to an into on the right-hand side. Away from Decore, good working back by Everton. Still not quite regrouped as yet. United knocking back to the halfway, and Dalot chased down by Harrison. Dorgu goes down, Mikalenko's push, free kick to Manchester United. You're getting them today, aren't you? Everyone's getting them today.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't know.
Bit of contact, go down, get the free kick. Come on. I mean, smart from Dorgu. He knows that the referee's giving them. He knows as well that the counter-attack has come to nothing. They had 6 forward in that counter-attack there, Manchester United, but Dorgu was just on his wrong foot, maybe?
Yeah, that's what's done him. He's on the wrong foot, yeah. Didn't want to go attacking down his right-hand side.
Free kick, Bruno Fernandes whipped in. Good ball. Maguire goes to ground. That goes for a goal kick. Maguire is saying he was fouled.
He's got to try and get that. Someone pulls your shirt, your legs don't go, do they?
No, but you do need to dive. Our friend Rodney Marsh would always say, don't dive, don't get. That's been true for a long time in football, but this was quite literally nothing. We're seeing the replay of it here.
I don't know. Was there a hump on the pitch that he tripped on there?
Well, he's sort of saying my shirt was pulled, but it looks more like his arm was being held. So he's not even right when he says my shirt was pulled. That's not what was happening. Anyway, no penalty. We play on. 56 minutes gone. 2-0 to Everton. Harrison with a clip. Mikalenko's run. Maguire gets there in the box, away from Mikalenko. Mazraoui will then get it under his control. Back to Onana. Closed by Decore. Lobbed upfield to Xerxes, who brings it down well. Casemiro first time left to Dorgu, who continues to remain United's best outlet today, this time over on his more natural left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes with a reverse pass. He has clearly been asked to do a lot by Amorim in the last few weeks, and it's barely worked. It's never worked.
Well, then he's got to make his own mind up as a player and stop doing it.
I'd never seen him do it before Amorim came in, and he keeps on doing it. Mikalenko's cross towards Beto, away by Dorgu, still in the box, recovered by Ashley Young, right-hand side, over Beto, off Mazraoui, Harrison's volley, blocked by Mazraoui, and United can bring it clear with Rasmus Højlund driving towards the halfway line, falls over under pressure from O'Brien. And Everton will come again, and listen to Goodison Park. They are loving this right now. They are battering a beleaguered-looking Manchester United. Maybe the most pitiful Red Devils 11 they have played against in over a century of meeting them at Goodison Park.
That was just weak there by Højlund. He's got to keep going and actually earn a foul. He was just virtually just falling over because he'd run almost from the edge of his own box.
James Garner around the corner. Beto goes down. One back by United. Maguire and Mazraoui now have it on the edge of their own box. Look at the pressing from Everton today. We were not seeing this a few weeks ago. That's what confidence and wins and the lead in today's game will bring you. It's a totally unrecognisable Everton from 2 months ago. As Joshua Xerxes, has he won a free kick here on the halfway, or has it gone against him?
I think it's gone against him. Looks like Mazraoui's holding... Well, I was about to say his hamstring. He's gone down to his shin, but he's back to the hamstring. Was it a kick or...
I'm injured, boss. Take me off. Take me off. Let me get the tram home.
Not from Liverpool. There's no great structure there for public transport.
The bus from here, the tram when you get to Manchester.
That works.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
He's back up, and we're back underway. And it's Goodison Park in full voice here as Maguire tries a diagonal towards this near side, which goes straight into touch.
Why has Harry Maguire done that for? Absolutely incredible. Why he's gone and done that. He's done a pass out to the right, and he's put it over the heads. It was unnecessary. It was an easy pass 10 yards away to keep possession.
We're approaching the hour, 59th minute here. Everton 2, Manchester United 0, Premier League live. Not having a good day at the office, Harry Maguire, but I'd struggle, Paul Parker, to say anyone in Red's having a good day at the office here. There's even Dorgu, who maybe is. He gives the ball away, breaks back to De Ligt, who fires it down the sideline into touch. He's then collided with the advertising hoarding over on that far side. Shouldn't laugh, really, but just... a moment here just to show you how poor this day has been for Manchester United. No changes as yet for the manager as well. I mean, is that a point he's trying to make? He has got Garnacho, well, he has got Eriksen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm looking how Manchester United are playing. I don't really see how Garnacho's going to make any difference at all.
Chidiobi is a striker, isn't he?
Yeah, that's where I think he should make the change. That one there, just to give the lad... There's plenty of acreage out there for him to run into behind this quite slow back two. But he's not giving the lad an opportunity.
And I would also question as well, Xerxes played on the wing because they let Rashford go, I guess. Not really his position, is it?
Well, he's just, I don't know what his position is, to be perfectly honest. Just haven't seen anything to suggest that he should be in the starting 11.
"60 minutes gone. Ball with Everton on the halfway line. They are 2-0 up. Goals in the first half from Beto and Decore separating the two teams. I can't say Jordan Pickford's had a save to make as yet in the Everton goal. Statistically, 2 shots from Manchester United, nothing on target. 6 from Everton, 5 on target, 2 goals scored.
I think the only time I can remember him going to ground was when he went down holding his knee early on in the first half, when he had the connection with Højlund. So he's, saying that his green shorts will be green. Not a dark green from the grass. He hasn't been down hard enough on it.
Scrappy old second half so far, nothing in particular, no. Everton cruising to victory. I think they're just waiting for Man United to come onto them to try and exploit some space, and not happening at the moment. As Ruben Amorim is set to make a change, Alejandro Garnacho is having a long conversation with his current manager at Manchester United. Another player valued at 50, 60 million pounds, Alejandro Garnacho. He's a target for Napoli during the transfer window. As Dorgu runs down the left-hand side here, £25 million signing in the transfer window just gone, and Branthwaite has got there before Højlund.
Really?
And then heads the ball backwards over Højlund from his end line into his goalkeeper's arms.
Well, that's incredible. For me, I'd given up on it. Højlund seemed...
There's no way he's done that on purpose, is there? There's no way.
No, that's just good fortune. It couldn't have been that.
Because I wouldn't advise it, doing that again, because if that goes wrong...
But I just... Well, I'm just looking at Højlund now. Really, he was just watching in disbelief. I need to see that again. Did the whole of the ball go over? Because for him to have done that...
Casemiro being withdrawn here, Paul Parker. I mean, his best days clearly a long way behind him, Casemiro. But, I mean, I don't know. Taking him off here for Garnacho, what does that mean for the shape? Is he going to change formation? Ruben Amorim, I don't think he did that.
Well, he's got to put Garnacho out wide somewhere, because if you're going to get anything decent, it's always going to be in a wide area. He hasn't brought him on for pace.
Of course, he scored his memorable goal, maybe the best goal of his career here at Goodison. Garnacho with that incredible overhead kick. Fond memories here, so maybe he can bring a bit of that magic to this United performance today, as Beto has fouled Ugarte from a high ball towards him. When we finish here, by the way, we're off to Arsenal against West Ham United. Toby Gillis and Hogan Ephraim, your commentary team for that. Also today, across the UK time, 3 o'clock, Bournemouth against Wolves with John Howick. Barry Swain will bring you Fulham against Crystal Palace. Matt Drabble has Ipswich Tottenham. And Selfie Andrew Self has Southampton against Brighton. Team news from all of those games at the start of Toby's show. As back here we have a yellow card for James Garner, catching a United player late, and that's the second yellow card for Everton today, joining Jake O'Brien in the book. Just trying to work out where everyone's playing now for Manchester United, so it looks like Bruno Fernandes has gone deeper.
And he'll go as one of the players behind Højlund, I would imagine, and Garnacho.
Oh, pass back towards Onana here is massively overhit by De Ligt, and it's actually gone out of play for a corner kick when United were in comfortable possession. I'm kind of staggered about how bad this has been, I've got to say, for Manchester United.
It's just seriously poor everywhere.
I can't quite understand why it's been so bad. I mean, obviously I know from watching it, but even their poor performances of late have not been as bad as this. And I wouldn't say Everton have been incredible today.
They haven't had to be, Tom. That's the worst thing about it. Everton haven't had to be Everton to get a result here.
Corner kick. Harrison towards the near, away by De Ligt. Garnacho misses the volley. Højlund wins the next header. Mazraoui scuffs the clearance. Has picked up the loose ball though, Mazraoui, and they can bring it away, Manchester United, with Ugarte finding Diogo Dalot. Mazraoui turns forward. Outright to Dorgu, who's got no right foot at all, but he's turned up on the right a couple of times and lost out.
Well, that's what he's played a lot of games there for Lecce.
He doesn't want to use it, does he, from what we've seen today? Everton may have won a free kick on the halfway line, but they've continued to carry forward James Garner. Then to Harrison. Up against Dallo, runs towards the corner flag, then plays it back to James Garner. Tristan Garner wants it behind him. Here he is now. Takore controls and turns. Plenty of time and space to do so. Pass was a bit weak, but he has found O'Brien. Away from Garnacho. O'Brien's crossing too. It's found Takore! Great save by Onana to his left. Free hit Takore. 12 yards out. He's on the spin, hits it first time. Maybe could have controlled it and found the back of the net. Good save by Onana. Down the line from O'Brien towards Takore. That's overhit, goal kick.
Well, I mean, that was just seemed quite old-fashioned. He started it, Takore, by taking the ball out to O'Brien, and he gets in the box himself, and it was a great volley, I must say. The save was close enough for Onana not to be at full stretch.
Paul, who should be marking him there, though? That is a free hit from the second man in the box.
Well, the person who should be marking him was the one who was actually following him behind him as he picked up that ball when he went across the park with it. But it seemed like they gave up. And again I say it, when you're playing free at the back, as that spare person, you have to communicate. If you see a runner, you've got to take that runner. Regardless, you've just got to go. Make people around you aware of it. But I'm sorry, Harry Maguire plays in there, and he plays in there for Harry Maguire.
67 minutes on the clock. It's 2-0 to Everton. And maybe could have had a third there moments ago. They're on the ball again with James Garner. Challenged by Agate. Breaks to De Ligt midway inside his own half. Fernandez diagonal over the top, trying to find the run here, but Mikalenko has got there before Dallo. Branthwaite in the box away from Rasmus Højlund. Turns away nicely. Pokes towards Harrison, cleared down the line. Beto tries to turn Maguire. Draws the foul from Maguire. And the referee decides not to issue a yellow card to Harry Maguire, though Goodison Park is clearly calling for it. Maguire saying first one.
But why are they arguing it for? I just don't understand why they want to do that for. You're winning the game 2-0, you're in control. There's no point getting on doing all this stuff.
Just trying to get themselves going again. I mean, they have got a little bit off the pace. Everton. I mean, the game it feels won, but a goal from United changes everything. And maybe they just feel they haven't quite got going in the second half. I mean, nothing's really happened beyond that Takore volley in the second period. I think maybe they were expecting a fight back, and there hasn't been one.
No, there definitely hasn't been a fight back.
Jordan Pickford's up to take this free kick, just inside his own half. We are now all set for a lob towards the back post, where O'Brien, giant of a man, flicks on towards Ashley Young. Young's delivery towards the back post, away by Mazraoui. It's just so basic from Everton, in a good way, I mean that. But Everton are just doing the basics well, and United aren't right now. Clip to the back post, flick on, cross towards the other back post.
I think we just have to look at it as maybe United are going to have to go back to basics. Because it might just take them forward somewhere along the line, because at this moment in time, they're not good for anything at this moment.
Better around the corner to Ashley Young. On towards Harrison, lobbed in the air, won by Mazraoui. Bruno Fernandes gets on the next ball, flicked back to him by Dallo. Well inside their own half here, Manchester United. Back to Maguire, challenge on him by Ashley Young, breaks to Beto, then Mazraoui. Young too excited, brings down Mazraoui in the box. Ball loose, back to Onana, we play on. Ashley Young enjoying this rarity, like the old days, being in the attack. Wants to score today, it would seem, as well as Garnacho carries forward. Was he fouled by the challenge of Takore? I think he was. Referee has given it.
I don't think so, to be perfectly honest.
It's left-hand side approaching the penalty area. Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm watching the replay. I'm struggling to find the foul there from Takore and Garner. Maybe on the line for both.
I just think he was going at such a pace. Any change of direction, he was always going to fall over, because he was going nowhere, by the way. He was just running across the pitch.
United preparing more changes here. Will they be right now? Yes, they will. It is going to be Obi coming on. for Manchester United. Just want to confirm what they're going to be calling him here, because he has been called Obi Martin, he has been called Martin Obi, he has been called just Obi. Looks like it's just Obi on the back of his shirt, and so that's what we'll call the teenager. Chidi Obi is on. Lenny Yoro is also coming on here. Mazraoui and Hoyland, the two withdrawn. Lenny Yoro, many of you will know of. Chidi Obi is a 17-year-old Danish international striker who came in from Arsenal. This is his second sub appearance in the Premier League this season. As Bruno Fernandes takes this free kick, hits the wall, loops in the air.
Oh, come on.
Tarkowski wins the next one. And the referee's given another free kick. I think a handball in the wall.
Is he given a handball or is it a corner?
I think he's given a handball in the wall. Yeah, the arm went up from Decore. Yeah, I mean, I think that's handball. In the current reading of it, his arms are up in the air, Decore. It's another free kick, 10 yards further forward. I'm not sure you can argue with that, really, can you? If you're Decore, what's he doing with his arm in the air like that? Silly. Another chance for Bruno Fernandes to hit the wall. If he does it again, he gets a penalty this time.
I think they've kicked him out of the wall.
20 minutes remaining. Everton 2, Manchester United 0. Premier League Live. Free kick is left of centre, and it's about 3 to 5 yards away. Some would say 4. Outside the penalty box on the left-hand side. Just wide of Jordan Pickford's right post. It's a 5-man Everton wall, draft excluder, 2 Man United players in it. Something magic has to happen for United to get back in this game. And that's exactly what has happened. Bruno Fernandes finds the bottom corner direct from the free kick. Everton fans will say controversially awarded. We wouldn't say that. Handball from Decore from the first one, and a bit of class from Bruno Fernandes on the second. And Manchester United somehow, despite their atrocious performance today, are back in this game 2-1.
Well, that's going to make it a little bit more interesting now then. Sorry, I'm just watching saying on there. It does make it interesting because it hasn't been interesting before that unless you was an Everton fan.
But that was a clear handball from Abdoulaye Decore. I mean, I know there was chance of cheat or whatever from the home crowd, but firstly, not feasible, and secondly, that's a fair decision by the referee. He's done the right thing, Andrew Madley. Smart free kick too as well. Wrong foot's the goalkeeper in the other corner. I mean, is Pickford at fault? Is the wall at fault there?
Certainly wouldn't want to question the goalkeeper on that one, but all we can say really, it was a decent free kick.
Decore finds Beto on the edge. With De Ligt, he finds a release ball right to Young, but that's under hit. And now Manchester United, from the depths of despair, are getting back in this game. Ashley Young puts in a horrible tackle on Dorgu. Referee allows play to go on. Frustrated maybe that Ashley Young was 19 when Dorgu was born, I don't know. Here's Garnacho turning away from Decore, who'd stayed with him. Xerxes. Back to Bruno Fernandes, intercepted by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Here is Decore. He's been tackled. Suddenly there's something about Manchester United. Obi to Xerxes, to Obi, miscontrols the 17-year-old, and it's back to Jordan Pickford. Looks a tall, gangly player. Does Obi look 17, frankly?
He does, yes. He looks like he still needs to grow into that body.
Just giant torso, though. Maybe they're small shorts, I don't know.
He is very, but the legs look so long.
Good luck to him, 17 up front for Manchester United. Fantastic story, that. Wearing number 56 up front. Everton will be kicking themselves, won't they, Paul? I mean, they were cruising here.
They were cruising.
And Decore gave away a poor free kick, then another poor free kick.
Yeah.
Well, Bruno Fernandes can try and find a ball out wide. That's good defending by Ashley Young, and maybe Dorgu got a measure of revenge there on the veteran. He goes to ground.
I think Ashley Young's okay.
You saying you don't trust Ashley Young? How dare you? That was a bit saucy, that, I would say, on the replay.
Well, it was there to be attacked, wasn't it? It's about being brave. Both of them were brave to... Well, Ashley Young had to be. He was cringing because he was there first, wasn't he?
Well, a challenge now for David Moyes and Everton. having really been in total control of this match for such a long time. Just seeing another replay of the free kick from Bruno Fernandes, Paul. It's terrific execution. The way he just hits it sort of dead straight when his body is so set to curl it in the other corner. That's technically fantastic. Here's Obi with a bit of muscle to get away from Branthwaite, but not quite the quality to get away from Garner. That's a stamping challenge from Ugarte, but it's broken to James Garner. James Garner running towards the penalty area, blocked by Bruno Fernandes. Out on the far side's O'Brien, held up by Dorgu. O'Brien has to knock it back a long way towards Ashley Young. It almost seems like Ashley Young has gone to right back and O'Brien's gone the right wing. Not sure that's temporary or not, but here he is again. O'Brien wins the flick on towards Beto. Maguire gets there before Onana comes off his goal line towards Yoro into Bruno Fernandes.
Everton seems like they've just stepped back a bit now. Seemed like a little bit, it's frightened them a little bit conceding that goal, because it wasn't getting as tight as they were now. They've just sat back a little bit more.
And it's now to United to try and get back in the game. 2-1. Here is Dalot across his own half to De Ligt, who's got space and green grass to run into.
Just two shots on target. That could mean 2 goals, couldn't it?
That's all you need. Bruno Fernandes left of the centre circle, the goal scorer for Manchester United. 6th goal in the Premier League this season for the captain. Maguire to his right, Yoro. Into the feet of Xerxes. Finds a release out left now to De Ligt. 77 minutes on the clock. De Ligt. Outside of him is Garnacho, who runs infield, runs away from 2 challenges, does well, finds Bruno Fernandes, better for Manchester United, totally different team now. Here's Yoro towards the corner of the box, right to Diogo Dalot. Dalot will then find Bruno Fernandes, out of his feet, dummies to cross, finds Ugarte. Ugarte does cross, blocked by Idrissa Gana Gueye, covered by Ugarte, back to Lenny Yoro. Yoro finds Maguire, right of the centre circle. To his left is De Ligt. De Ligt will find Garnacho, tries a 1-2 with Xerxes, away from the head of O'Brien. Ashley Young will give it a left-footed thrash upfield, but it's won back by De Ligt, recovered by Xerxes, who sort of tackles Bruno Fernandes. They get away with that there. And here is Bruno Fernandes, who has suddenly become a dictatorial figure in this game, having previously been quite anonymous. Here's Maguire running forward, all the way to the edge. Finds Dalot on the outside. In fact, now Ugarte was on the outside, Dalot on the inside, and Dalot will now find Bruno Fernandes again. Now releasing De Ligt. De Ligt's crossfield towards Maguire, slips over at the back post. Harrison is close by, challenged by Harrison. Is Ugarte out of play for a throw-in? Is he claiming penalty there?
Yeah, he's trying to claim one. Sorry. He keeps throwing his legs over, doesn't he? You watch him, his legs just always seem to give way on him.
Is it Harry Maguire or Tom Daly? I don't know. Either way, he's not got the penalty. Here's Yoro on the halfway line here for Manchester United. 2-1, 78 minutes on the clock. Everton leading. Maguire to Dorgu. And then further out on the sideline is Garnacho. They've got a width about them now, Manchester United, which wasn't there before Bruno Fernandes' goal to get them back in the game in the 72nd minute. Bruno again playing deeper since the withdrawal of Casemiro. Yoro to this right-hand side, and Dalot, who goes back towards Maguire. Well, it's very David Moyes this, isn't it? 10 minutes to go, leading in the game. Let them have the ball, make them do something. Dorgu being fouled by Doucouré again. Becoming a bit of a liability here, Doucouré. He's giving free kick after free kick away. He's finally getting yellow carded. That's something I'd consider if I was David Moyes.
I think he's already considered that. Wouldn't be surprised.
Just keeps on giving away poor free kicks. Before that, Ashley Young could have been penalised for giving a free kick away on Garnacho. That was a foul by Young. In fact, he was yellow carded as well, was he? Yes, he was. Ashley Young now in the book. I'll just double confirm it was Doucouré too. I think it was before that as well. Ashley Young certainly yellow carded. It's left-hand side, it's about 40 yards from goal. It's Bruno Fernandes over it. It's won by Everton as far as Ugarte! That's the level up. What a fantastic strike by Ugarte. left-footed volley in the bottom corner, and Manchester United, who have been so woeful today, are suddenly level at Goodison Park. Fantastic strike, Ugarte, 2-2.
Well, I think there's still more in this game, but Ugarte, of all people, scoring that goal with his weaker left foot as well, and I have to say it was a wonderful left-footed volley. Does he just look in here?
Yeah, we're just seeing the replay as to whether there might be an offside, but I think as Beto wins the first one, it doesn't make Maguire. There won't be a long check on that. Paul, back to your analysis of the goal.
Well, it was headed out by Beto, but he's headed it out like he's going for goal. He's headed it downwards, and Ugarte picks it up as he just leaves the ground off just his lower part of his stomach, and he's just volleyed it on his left side. You talk about technique, hits it on the outside of his foot as well, always going away from Pickford. Really good finish. Well, they've got themselves out of jail. They've just got to make sure they don't go and do anything silly, United, like maybe go and try and chase a game which they've never been entitled to chase because they haven't been good enough.
It's the first Premier League goal and a first Manchester United goal for Ugarte, who had played previously for Amorim at Sporting Lisbon, and now they will make the change, Everton. And Abdoulaye Doucouré, despite the fact he scored the second goal today for Everton, has been an utter liability in the second half. Kept giving free kicks away. Both free kicks that United scored from were given away by Doucouré, and if he'd have gone off 10 minutes earlier, it'll be a different game. He's now off. Carlos Alcaraz is on. Garner also withdrawn. James Garner. I can now just go back to saying Idrissa Garner or just Garner, because it's not two Garners on now. That was annoying me. I was trying to get it right for everybody. Tim Orebenham is on in place of James Garner, who often fades in games. Paul, what on earth? It's 2-2. What's happening here?
Never saw this coming, Tom, to be honest. All we can really say about this game so far is that we've seen 4 goals. The rest of it hasn't been very good.
And how Xerxes is bundling through people for Man United, and he's still going, and he's still going, and he's still going. He's at the halfway line. Finally finds a release to Garnacho, goes to ground under pressure from Tarkowski, and now Goodison is absolutely irate. It's another free kick given to Man United. They've scored in the last 2.
I know, but I'm just looking. I'm trying to see how that's a
referee.
That's referee. That is absolutely terrible. When he goes down holding his shin.
And now Man United have got a chance here. A lovely slip to Dorgu in the box. Dorgu tries a cross. It's blocked by the retreating Orebenham. And that's a corner kick to Manchester United. Suddenly, it's all Manchester United.
Well, this is the atmosphere I expected from the start, Tom. This is what I expected at Goodison Park. United now have upset the Evertonians, and now everything now has gone back to full force Anfield look-alike.
Branthwaite has gone down here holding his thigh. What an incredible game of football, and I mean that in the quite literal sense. This is not credible. It was such a diabolical game of football for 20 minutes. Man United did absolutely nothing of note until the 70th minute. We're now in the 83rd minute, and it's 2-2 with goals for Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte, his first goal for Manchester United. This has been inexplicable.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, from looking forward to my journey home, getting away from this game, I hope it never ends.
You can only speak for yourself then, Tom. Don't speak on my behalf.
Corner comes in towards the near post. It's away by Mikalenko. Recovered by Bruno Fernandes. He's nutmegged Mikalenko, and he's crossing. Xerxes! Oh, he's blocked on his way through. Shouts of handball from Manchester United. Xerxes is convinced. We've got a break in play here. It'll be checked by VAR. They all think it's handball in red. I cannot tell you from the first viewing whether it's handball or not. Paul Parker, we're getting the replay
and
here.
It looks like it.
It's hit Xerxes.
Oh, we can't off camera.
Oh, that's the face of Branthwaite, but then it goes down, it hits somebody else on its way through.
Does it hit his face?
That looks like the face of Branthwaite.
Yeah, it does.
Does it then hit Beto on the arm, though, afterwards? That's the check.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
It would count if it's unexpected position and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think so. That won't be a penalty.
No.
It does hit an arm, but that's accidental and all the rest of it. No penalty, no penalty, no penalty confirmed.
Someone needs to tell the players this, don't they, about the rulings on handballs?
Yes.
They need to know.
IFAB have a whole website and an app.
I think it
that
should be
describe it all.
It should be introduced to him, to be honest, because he's running away, and I think to myself, you're going to be silly, or you're going to get sent off, or a yellow card.
Branthwaite has stayed down here, and that's why there's another break in play. There's something clearly not right with Jared Branthwaite. You know how they solve it, though, Paul? Can I throw my theory at you?
Go on then, Tom.
Pockets.
Pockets, yeah.
Pockets is the answer. Every pair of football shorts should have pockets, right? And so whenever the ball's in the area, stand up for this, whenever the ball's in the area, you're like, right, we could be in trouble here, pockets. Or like those ones you have on like a barber, you know, here, fisherman's pockets. And so if you're in here, expect it to be a bit lower.
Yeah, maybe a bit lower, yeah.
But a short pocket, so you're in the box, you're like that. And then you're always in the right position. What do you think? You played the top level, am I right?
No. The idea of it really is you don't have to do that, Tom. You can actually put your arms down by your side.
But you don't, though. Instinctively, you're doing all this, aren't you? You're doing Zakore, the YMCA, you know. Pockets, straight in the pocket, should be all right. Anyway, I'm just trying to say football. I'm just one man. I'm trying my best. When we're done here, by the way, Toby Gillis is in with Hogan Ephraim for Arsenal against West Ham United. Mikel Merino's up front for Arsenal, we're hearing, which is no surprise considering his great goals last week against Leicester. Villa-Chelsea, our late game. John Anderson and Dave Kitson in for that one. Also today, across the UK time, 3 o'clock, Bournemouth against Wolves, Fulham Crystal Palace, Ipswich against Tottenham and Southampton Brighton. If you're listening in North America, go to the Sirius XM app and search for the team you're looking for, and you will find live commentary of their game. So when Arsenal goes 6-0 up, you can go over to Ipswich Tottenham, for example, and enjoy the delights of Matt Drabble on commentary. We're back underway. 86 minutes on the clock. And from a drab affair, if you're back with us after going for breakfast or brunch or whatever, back in the car, it's 2-2 now. It's wild. Hope you enjoyed your eggs. Ball with Maguire. Long lob forward, away by Ashley Young. Idrissa Gana Gay brings it down. Chip towards Beto, away by Maguire. Suddenly only one team looks likely, and it ain't the team in blue that were 2-0 up. Here's Agate, found by Obi, who's up front, the 17-year-old for Manchester United. Good challenge by Orebanen, but it breaks to Dallo on this near side. Agate has stayed down here. And Bruno Fernandes, is he going to kick it out or not? He's sort of waiting. He's found Yoro, Harrison's chasing him down. Agate still trying to regather himself following the kick from Orebanen. Here's Garnacho on the far side, running at O'Brien. In towards Bruno Fernandes, who has been a player reborn, rejuvenated since his goal. Low cross, chance here for Xerxes, it's away by O'Brien. So it just broke in the box. Branthwaite was not moving well there at all there for Everton as Bruno Fernandes clearly fouls Beto. That's not given as a foul because Carlos Alcaraz is driving forward, ball at feet. The man who scored the winner at Palace last week. On to Harrison, cross comes in, deep delivery, Dorgu up but not away, he's fallen over. Ashley Young has brought it down, he's now crossing, Beto is there! Header on target from Beto, but it's saved by Anana, straight at him from close range.
I mean, it was a lovely little ball that Ashley Young dug out, but the ball didn't have great pace. Beto had to try and get the pace on it. He had two players around him, he couldn't do it, or he had to find an area what made it difficult for Anana to get to, and he puts it practically straight into his arms. Well, he did pull it straight into his arms, to be honest.
Scored one today, Beto, but he could have had a hat-trick with the chances that he has had. He had one at 0-0, another one there that could have made it 3-2. 2-2 we remain in the 88th minute. Premier League Live. Tom Money and Paul Parker with you. Just can't believe how different this game is from the opening 20 minutes. I was considering my book for a while. Here's Yoro in the penalty area for Man United. His own penalty area, I should say. Down the line. Agate being held up. Down the line to Dallo, challenged by Mikalenko. Dallo comes away with it and finds Bruno Fernandes. They're still in their own half here, Manchester United, as Everton press them high. Garnacho in the centre circle. Away from the challenge of Idrissa Gana again. A lovely spread too to Agate, who's sticking wide here. Agate's cross, away by Orebanen. Agate's jump. Oh, got to be a foul. Got to be a foul. It's not given. And Dallo's still got it. Mikalenko is down. Garnacho's in the box. Blocked on its way to goal. Back to Bruno Fernandes. The shuffle. Another one. A shot. It's on target. It's saved by Pickford under the crossbar. And that's a corner kick for Manchester United. Goodison furious. They thought it was a foul on Mikalenko. So did I.
I just saw as two players jumping for the ball and one stayed down, to be honest. And there was no reason for Manchester United not to carry on playing. It wasn't a head injury, everyone knew that. They had to carry on. Everton shouldn't have stopped still in that situation.
Fernandes corner, right-hand side, 89th minute. Cross comes in, Xerxes header away by Beto. Volley by Agate, up in the air by Alcaraz. Hits Alcaraz again. Oh, that's a foul, is it, ref?
No, he didn't. No. He wasn't looking. He was looking at the man and not the ball. That's why he gave that one.
I mean, Anyway, whatever. Yellow card. What are you doing?
I'm doing what the referee
Why
was
are you
doing.
minding it to me? Why are you doing a personal performance from me? Describe to our listeners what's happening. It's not just me and you here, you know. There's thousands listening to this.
Well, you can see me, Tom. They can't see me.
So I've got to describe you as well as the game, have I? I'm very busy.
No, I wasn't expecting.
Obi's been booked whilst we've been prattling on for something or other. Everton have walloped it forward. United have won it back. Euro's got it caught under feet, and Harrison's chasing him down by the corner flag. Does now clear it, but into play as far as Idrissa Gana Gueye. Beto flicks it back. Is anyone there? No, they're not. And here is Obi, the 17-year-old, up front for Manchester United with a pass out left to Alejandro Garnacho. 90 minutes are up. Here is Garnacho. Still going Garnacho. Still going Garnacho. He finds Xerxes. Xerxes shot. Saved by Pickford. May well have been a cross. Pickford has it in his hands. 5 more minutes to be played.
It was a shot cross, wasn't it, in the end, really?
It was a what cross?
It was a shot cross.
That was it.
And it's just a one-shot cross, though.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Total shot, some would say.
No.
Nope, not me. Well, this game is there to be won for both teams. It's so open, it's so ragged.
This is what it should have been from the kickoff. Should have been like this. Two sides like this should have been. United has shown so much
back
more.
To Alcaraz here from Young. Return to Ashley Young. Back to Alcaraz. Blocked on its way through by De Ligt with a really good recovery tackle. It's a corner kick to Everton.
Yeah, they've certainly lost their way a little bit, Everton, but that was the moment it could have been.
Harrison will take this corner for Everton over on the far side. Alcaraz leaves it for him. It's the 92nd minute. Tarkowski, Branthwaite, O'Brien, Beto all forward. Land of the Giants for the Toffees. Harrison's delivery towards the back post. It's away by Dalot. Onana had gone down. Recovered by Obi, who gives it a wallop upfield for Manchester United. One back by Everton. Breaks to Timo Rebenham. Challenged by Agate. Gets it back for Manchester United. Counter-attack is on. And he's found a release to Garnacho, who's up against Mikalenko. O'Brien gets back to help, but he's still going Garnacho. He's still running Garnacho. He finds Xerxes to his left in the penalty area. To the end line. Cross comes in towards Garnacho, blocked by Idrissa Gana Gueye and goes out of play for a goal kick. I thought that hit the Everton man last, but it may well have come off Garnacho, and that will be a goal kick for Everton. I thought that was a corner. Xerxes did, so did Garnacho. No, he's right, the referee. He's absolutely right. And O'Brien was wise to let it go in the end. And suddenly Ruben Amorim has gone from jilted man at his best friend's wedding where he loves the wife to the most excited man at the after party. That's a drunk best man all of a sudden. Just examples from my own life.
No. He was mournful at the start of it.
It's gone from funeral to wedding. That's a pull from Obi there. It's run back by Tarkowski, who clears it long down the line towards Beto. One by Maguire. Bruno Fernandes then volleys it back, and he's found Jack Harrison in the box. Away from goal, held up by Euro Harrison. Can he find a pass? Yes, he can. Back to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Shuffles, shoots, on target, saved by Onana. It's loose. Beto has gone down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty to Everton in the 93rd minute. Onana makes the save. Beto hits the deck, and the referee points to the spot.
It's a penalty.
It's Maguire who's brought him down. And that's a penalty to Everton. Bruno Fernandes complains. Maguire complains. We're getting a replay, Paul Parker. Firstly, it's poor goalkeeping from Onana. It's actually Ashley Young who's taken the dive in the box. He's being held by a combination of De Ligt and Maguire. I really don't know about that. That, to me, is diving of the highest order.
I thought it was initially Maguire. It was a block with his leg.
He's getting his shirt pulled back and jumps forward. I'm sorry, even in this day and age, this can't be a penalty, can it? I'm sorry.
No, I'll get you. I keep saying that all the time, but they give them.
This feels like textbook cheating to me from Ashley Young.
No, I've seen the legs now.
I'm sorry. I don't think for the good of football you can give this as a penalty. I really don't. It looked to me like it was Maguire trip. I think I saw the same thing as you first time. But I think the dive is so good it seems like a trip. But he's got his shirt being pulled by, I think, De Ligt And as his shirt is being pulled, he runs near Maguire.
And
he holds his left foot back and jumps to ground. This is an incredible dive from Ashley Young.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant... If you want to teach kids how to cheat, that's what you teach them. Expert cheating from Ashley Young. You simply can't give this. The referee's going over to the monitor. I'm sorry, you can't give this. You cannot give it. Referee's going to the monitor now. Paul, am I losing it here, or is that a dive?
Tom, you've sold me, mate. You sold me. If you were selling me a car, I would just take it all day long after what you've done now.
One previous owner, only 10,000 miles on the clock. You can't give this. I'm sorry, you cannot. I know that don't dive, don't get is very much the mantra of football, and I understand that. But this is not a foul from Maguire or De Ligt. It's a dive. You can't give it. You can't give it. It's being checked now by the referee. It's been reviewed by the VAR Matthew Donoghue. Andrew Madley is now looking at the monitor. There is just no foul here by anybody in red. Referee's watching it over and over and over again, Paul. I mean, we're seeing it close by. Is the brush from Maguire's arm on the hip of Ashley Young, is the shirt pull enough? Is there enough?
No, there's not enough.
Referee Andrew Madley, no penalty, no penalty, no penalty. That is a dive by Ashley Young, and the referee has overturned his on-field decision. Well done, the referee. Well done, VAR.
I'm going to turn around and say now, Ashley Young should be booked.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I don't mean just for the law, just for the fact of the
team. And he's already on a yellow.
And the team he played for 8.5 years, he's tried to cheat.
Ashley Young on a yellow should now be getting a second yellow and sent off. That is what should be happening right now.
It doesn't.
But it's not happening. But because so much has happened, I suppose things get lost in the ether.
No,
I don't know.
Tom, I just want every bit of drama, mate.
Yes.
I want it in this game. This game owes us for what it's given us for that first 45 minutes.
Yeah, and this second half has been the messy drama we'd hoped for. In the final ever game at Goodison Park between Everton and Manchester United. But that was the right decision. Well done, referee. Well done, VAR. And absolutely no credit to Ashley Young. Here's Dallo. There's still time here. We're in the 97th minute. And it's now United coming forward with Garnacho on the edge. Garnacho to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes to Yoro. Yoro doesn't want to shoot. Carries it outright to Ugarte. Ugarte left-footed cross. Away by Orebanam and Idrissa Gana Gueye. Over the top, Beto is chasing. Still going. Anana's come a long way. The goalkeeper lobs it forward. On by United to Xerxes. On to Garnacho. Goalkeeper comes out, Pickford, and makes a gather on the edge of the penalty area. And still we play on. We might be all the way through at the kickoff to Arsenal West Ham the way it's going. It's never going to end, this one. Up towards Beto. One by Maguire. Xerxes heads back. There'll be another chance. 98th minute. Out on the left-hand side towards Garnacho. One by O'Brien. Xerxes pushes Young out the way. Young brings him down. Garnacho then will find a pass back to Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line, left-hand side. Here's Maguire. Long by Maguire. O'Brien's flick back. It's going to go for a corner kick. It's a corner to Manchester United in the 99th minute, 3 minutes after Everton had a penalty overturned at the other end. Incredible entertainment from the Premier League here on Premier League Live. This is what it's all about, Paul. Hook it to my veins. Can United get a win they barely deserve? Can Everton hold on for a point, which is the least of what we expected in the 70th minute when they were 2-0 up? Corner comes in towards the near post. It's messy, it's scrappy, it's still in the box. Can they get a shot away? Goes for another corner kick. And the referee blows the full-time whistle, I think just for my blood pressure. Everton 2, Manchester United 2. Keep your head set on, mate, we're not finished. What are you doing? What do you think? The full-time whistle goes and you get to go home? We've got work to do here. Paul Parker's still alongside me. Give us your final thoughts on the game, mate.
Improved in the second half. Manchester United dug themselves out of a massive hole, and they got away with it at the end, because that all come about the bit at the end, the penalty of Bruno Fernandes. Poor pass. A poor decision, poor execution could have cost them. Ashley Young at the moment, we see now, is actually there trying to save face with the referee, but he's let himself down badly.
Full time, 2-2 at Goodison Park. Everton in total control of this game for such a long time. Beto and Decore with the goals in the first half. Even on 70 minutes, it looked totally over when Bruno Fernandes scored a delightful free kick in the reverse corner, beating Jordan Pickford. Ugarte's volley made it 2-2. There was late drama. Ashley Young dived for a penalty, which he did not get. And it does finish 2-2. You can take your headset off now, mate. We're going to play some highlights of what has been an outstanding game of football. Corner kick, Everton. Harrison over it again. Corner comes in, left-footed delivery. Headed by Decore, away by Mazraoui. Then Maguire, still in the box. Won by Decore, breaks down for Beto! A scruffy goal for Goodison to enjoy. And it's Beto again from close range. Manchester United could not get that ball clear. And the Toffees capitalise and they take the lead, 1-0.
Gallo again defensively, just wasn't prepared when it come in.
That is truly atrocious defending from Manchester United. Beto has now scored 3 in 3. Chance here for Beto to square it, which he has to Harrison! Saved by Onana, still in the box. And it is 2-0, and it's Decore. Onana's save was weak. It looped in the air. Maguire was under it. Onana was under it. And Decore simply bundled past them both. 2-0 to Everton.
Harry Maguire, the ball's in the air. He's managed to get back, but he's got nothing there to jump with. Decore was on a run as well. So the moment he just jumps, he's got the power of the run that's going to lift him higher than Harry Maguire.
Free kick is left of centre, and it's about 3 to 5 yards away. Some would say 4, outside the penalty box on the left-hand side. Something magic has to happen for United to get back in this game. And that's exactly what has happened. Bruno Fernandes finds the bottom corner, direct from the free kick to 1.
It does make it interesting because it hasn't been interesting before that unless you was an Everton fan.
It's left-hand side, it's about 40 yards from goal. It's Bruno Fernandes over it. It's won by Everton as far as Ugarte! That's the leveller. What a fantastic strike by Ugarte. Left-footed volley in the bottom corner. And Manchester United, who have been so woeful today, are suddenly level at Goodison Park. Can he find a pass? Yes, he can. Back to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Shuffles, shoots, on target, saved by Onana. It's loose. Beto has gone down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty to Everton in the 93rd minute. Onana makes the save. Beto hits the deck, and the referee points to the spot. Referee Andrew Madley. No penalty, no penalty, no penalty. That is a dive by Ashley Young, and the referee has overturned his on-field decision. Well done, the referee. Well done, VAR. I know other people don't agree with it, but other people are wrong. 2-2 it finishes at Goodison Park. Beto and Decore for the Toffees, Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte for Manchester United. We are all but done here, but a busy old day follows our broadcast. We've got Bournemouth against Wolves, Fulham against Crystal Palace, Ipswich against Tottenham, Southampton against Brighton. The late game today is Aston Villa up against Chelsea, but up next, Toby Gillis will be joined by Hogan Ephraim for full commentary of Arsenal trying to close the gap on Liverpool at the top of the Premier League table before the Reds play tomorrow against Man City. They take on struggling West Ham United at Emirates Stadium. That is next. You're listening to Premier League Live.
I'm Katie Nolan, and I have a new podcast called Casuals. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Casuals is a twice-a-week hang with me and my friends from across comedy, sports, and entertainment, where we talk about all the funny, weird, interesting stuff happening in and around the world of sports. So whether you're a diehard fan or just vaguely sports curious, Casuals is the podcast for you. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Give it a try. What's the worst that could happen?
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-295-7144. 800-295-7144. Again, that's 800-295-7144.
Hi, this is professional golfer Mark O'Mara. When it came to building my personal putting green, I called Celebrity Greens, the leader in customized synthetic golf greens. Celebrity Greens designed an amazing backyard green for me and a synthetic lawn area for my dogs that looks and acts just like natural grass. You can't beat Celebrity Greens' attention to detail and exceptional customer service. Learn how to create a championship putting green in your own backyard. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens, 1-888-507-7960. or visit them online at celebritygreens.com.
Have you ever spotted McDonald's hot, crispy fries right as they're being scooped into the carton? And time just stands still. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All the viral songs from TikTok's For You page.
All on one SiriusXM channel.
TikTok Radio, Channel 4,
or at home with the SiriusXM app.
Do you love women's soccer? Then you need to get played in on SiriusXM FC. I'm NWSL commentator Jessica Charman. Join former national team star Laurie Lindsay and me as we break down all the action from across the women's game. From club soccer to the international stage, we're bringing you expert analysis every week. Played in, Monday nights at 7 Eastern on SiriusXM FC. Channel 157 in the car and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
You're listening to Premier League Live with TalkSport.
Opens up for a shot. Oh, it's a fabulous shot. And it's a fabulous goal.
We've got every kick of every game from the world's biggest and best football league.
Corner, in it comes. Oh, and it's been glanced into the right-hand corner.
The goals, the drama, the excitement, the despair.
That is cheeky. 20 yards out into the top corner.
It's all here on Premier League Live with TalkSport.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Arsenal against West Ham from the Emirates. I'm Toby Gillis, your commentator. Alongside me, former QPR, Toronto and West Ham winger Hogan Ephraim. This is Premier League Live. And in a way, this is the acid test for Arsenal. Twice during this run of 15 unbeaten, they won 3 in a row and then failed to make it 4. Consistency is the key for champions, and winning runs the bedrock of that. Another chance to win 4 in a row for the first time this season today. Can they avoid the 1-1s of Fulham and Brighton against West Ham this afternoon? Really to pile some pressure onto Liverpool. It feels like now or never, with the leaders having dropped points in 2 of their last 3. They beat Leicester last time out with 2 late goals from substitute striker Mikel Merino. No surprise then to hear that he is one of 2 changes in terms of the starting lineup from that win today. Ricardo Calafiori is the other one to come in. Raheem Sterling and Miles Lewis-Skelly both drop onto the substitutes bench. West Ham are in poor form, it's fair to say. Just 4 points from their last 7 games, albeit they have all come under Graham Potter in the last 5. But they were beaten 1-0 at home by Brentford last time out, a match they could have lost by more. 4 changes on the basis of that from that match. Konstantinos Mavropanos, Emerson and Carlos Soler dropped to the bench. Lucas Paquetá is injured. In their places Aaron Cresswell, Jean-Claire Todibo, James Ward-Prowse and Ollie Skulls gets a first ever Premier League start today. What an opportunity for him. There is also for West Ham a change in system. They look like they're playing a 3-4-2-1. We'll come to their 11 in a moment. First of all, Arsenal, David Raya is the goalkeeper. Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel and Ricardo Calafiori, the defence. In midfield, it's Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, with Ethan Nwaneri, Mikel Merino and Leandro Trossard, the front 3. For West Ham, like I mentioned, it is that 3-4-2-1 system. They have Alphonse Areola in goal. Back 3, we think Jean-Claire Todibo, Max Kilman, Aaron Cresswell. then Aaron Wan-Bissaka, James Ward-Prowse, Edson Alvarez and Ollie Skulls in midfield. Mohamed Kudus and Thomas Souček will support Jared Bowen, the captain, up top. Let's bring in Håkan Ephraim, who will be alongside me for this one. Hoke's Arsenal, as I mentioned, have failed to win 4 in a row at any point in the Premier League so far this season.
Yeah.
But they've only won more Premier League games against Everton than West Ham, who are in awful form. This is a dream chance for them, isn't it?
On paper, you would say so, but I actually think it's a really difficult game for Arsenal today. I just think with the injuries we know they have in the forward line, I struggle to see how they break West Ham down. Last week against Leicester, I think for 80, 81 minutes, they offered absolutely nothing going forward. I think there was one shot on target until that stage. And then they got the 2 goals through Moreno, which one is against an awful Leicester side, who, as we saw last night, you can easily create chances against them. And 2, there was a little bit of fatigue in Leicester come that stage of the game. So I understand he needs to play Moreno there today from the start after the impact he had last week. But I'm not sure it's going to be anything worrying for West Ham.
You're not convinced then? Because, I mean, what they're brilliant at, more goals from crosses than anyone else this season.
Yeah.
And he is an outstanding header of a ball.
He is, yeah. He's brilliant in the air. I think the main danger is going to come from Nwaneri. He's the one who can do something out of nothing. You look at Wan-Bissaka against Trossard. Wan-Bissaka, he just takes care of himself, to be honest, so they should be fine there. I just don't see Moreno being a worry if I was a centre-half. But like you said, with crosses, he can attack the ball well.
Yeah, interesting to see as well. They've gone with that 2 defensive players down that side. Aaron Cresswell and Ollie Skulls will be dealing with Ethan Nwaneri this afternoon. So Arsenal against West Ham, just under quarter of an hour to kick off here on Premier League Live.
Injuries, I think, are the biggest issue for Tottenham Hotspur.
Brian Dunseth tells it like it is on Counterattack.
We can talk about the substitution patterns. We can talk about the inability to finish off opponents. We can talk about Big Ange Postecoglou and his decision-making and his managing of minutes.
Counterattack.
But the reality is, if this is a healthy team, Tottenham is nowhere in the position they are with respect to the Premier League right now.
Catch Counterattack weekday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Rev up for fall with Meineke. Tires, engine repairs, oil changes. That means you'll be ready for whatever weather lies ahead. And at Meineke, with our financing solutions, you can even fix it now and pay later. Our independently owned and operated Meinekes have multiple financing options designed to provide a customized payment plan for you. Your car, our care. Get your car on the road ready with confidence for a smoother ride ahead this fall. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
With the winter right around the corner, now is the perfect time to get happy. It's time to call CertaPro Painters. With over 50,000 five-star painting reviews, our commitment to excellence shines through every project. Join the ranks of satisfied customers who trust North America's most referred painting services. Find out what makes CertaPro Painters different. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro. Visit CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro.com. Each local CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Deborah's closet didn't feel like Deborah. It felt more like a Vanessa, or even a mom, until she worked with California Closets. Now her clothes are organized, sneaker collection and jewelry displayed. Now her closet screams Deborah. The hidden ironing board is a mom thing, but she is a mom, so. California Closets. We did it for Deborah, and we can do it for you because we know you differently. Schedule your free design consultation now at 800-CAL-CLOSETS or CaliforniaClosets.com.
Everybody that be living it up, we said.
Yo, what's up? It's SiriusXM Fly. I can't come to the phone right now because I'm over on channel 50 playing those 90s.
What's my name? Let's flip the track, bring the old school back.
And 2000s hip-hop and R&B throwbacks.
Yeah. Down, flip it and reverse it.
Commercial free, 24/7. Pull up. Channel 50 and at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices. Holla!
Welcome back. Building up to Arsenal against West Ham in the Premier League this afternoon. But there are 4 more matches that get underway in just over 10 minutes' time. Let's rattle through them. Bournemouth host Wolves, desperately in need of points. John Howick will have the team news in a moment. We'll hear from Vitor Pereira in sec 2. First, though, it's Antonio Raiola, the Bournemouth boss.
For me now the position nice and it's good to be there with around big teams, but we need many more points if we want to fight for something at the end of the season.
They have a good team, very good players, very good coach, and they are strong. They are confident. But if you want to increase your level, you must look for yourself.
5th place Bournemouth could find themselves in the Champions League if they keep up their red-hot form, losing just 1 of their last 13 Premier League games. 2 changes for the Cherries today. Defender James Hill makes just his 4th start of the season, while Marcus Tavernier is back in the attack, with Adams and Brooks dropping down to the bench. Wolves, meanwhile, have just a 2-point cushion between themselves and the bottom 3, but are unbeaten in all 4 of their Premier League trips here to the Vitality Stadium. They make 3 changes with a first start for Zimbabwean Marshall Munitsi in midfield, while Bueno and Bellegarde return to the lineup. Agbadou, Guedes are both out, while Sarabia drops down to the bench.
So that is Bournemouth against Wolves. What about the London derby this afternoon? The other London derby going on, in fact, away from Arsenal West Ham, and that is Fulham against Crystal Palace. West versus South. Barry Swain with the team news in a minute. Oliver Glasner too. First, here's Marco Silva.
Right now we are in a position, let's see if the last games of the season you are going to be in a position to fight for something really important for our club. For sure you are going to fight.
Our approach is always the same, and yeah, it looks like, let's say, we make a little bit more mistakes in our home games, and because we always want to find solutions together.
Barely a week goes by without a London derby in the Premier League. Fulham and Crystal Palace both have reasons to be cheerful. Fulham flying high, Palace on an amazing winning run away from home. They'll be more than happy to be away from home today. Just a short 9-mile trip in the Premier League to Craven Cottage, where they haven't lost in 20 years. Fulham have won their last 2 and stick with the same 11 that beat Nottingham Forest 7 days ago. A 100th Premier League appearance for goalkeeper Bernd Leno. Joachim Andersen against his old club makes his 50th appearance for Fulham. Palace make just the 1 change. Abira Eze is recalled in place of Justin Devaney at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham against Crystal Palace.
Ipswich's first Premier League win back in the big time earlier this season was at Tottenham. It's the reverse today. Matt Drabble will have the team news. We'll hear from Ange Postecoglou too. First, the home boss is Kieran McKenna.
We played them early in the season, so that was a really nice one. First time going back there as a manager, haven't been back there as a coach. But this is all about Ipswich Town.
We know they're going to work hard, they're going to be well organised, they're going to fight for everything, so we've got to be in a mindset to match that and at the same time still play our football. I think that's important.
Ipswich make 4 changes from the spirited 1-1 draw against Villa. Brighton loanee Julio Enciso is injured, so former Spurs youngster Jack Clark comes in for him. On the other flank, Ben Johnson is out for Jayden Philogene. Leif Davis is back in the 11. He replaces Connor Townsend at left back, while the suspended Tuan Zebi makes way for Ben Godfrey at right back. For Tottenham Hotspur, there's 3 changes across the rest of the 11 though. Archie Gray replaces Ben Davies and Destiny Adogi returns to full fitness to play for the first time since late December. The excellent form of Jed Spence means that it's Pedro Porro dropped to the bench to accommodate the Italian fullback. Maddison's minutes are being managed after a long spell on the sidelines, so despite scoring the winner last time out, he's on the bench. Brennan Johnson comes in for him on the wing, meaning Kulusevski will drop into the midfield.
Final game of the 3 o'clocks this afternoon comes down at St Mary's. Their little resurrection in form under Ivan Juric came crashing down, didn't it? 1 win against Ipswich, then they got battered last week against Bournemouth. Can they get going again today? They face Brighton. Andrew Self will be a commentator with the team news in a moment. Fabian Hutzler coming up too. First, here is Saints' boss, Ivan Juric.
Try to be optimistic, and I think we can do it better. There is a moment of the game we are doing very well, and the moment that we are not good enough for compete. Our goal is to be like more competitive all 90 minutes.
Of course, we play against Southampton, but in the end, we also play against ourselves, against our own standards, against our own limits. They can face this challenge, and then we have a chance to win that.
They say there is no place like home, or there is if you are Southampton. They have lost their last 7 home games, and they are apparently offering 500 to 1 for Southampton to avoid a drop. The only 500 to 1 shot I knew that actually won was at Headingley in 1981 as Botham, Willis and Dilly spanked the Aussies. Southampton lost 3-1 at home to Bournemouth last time out, and even Juric makes 3 changes. Onuachu and Smallbone drop to the bench, and Wood is missing altogether. In come Dibbling, Archer and Ugachukwu. Brighton are not good against sides at the bottom of the table, and they've dropped to fabled 11 points against the likes of Ipswich, Wolves, Leicester, Everton and of course Southampton. They beat Chelsea last time out, and Fabian Hürzeler makes 2 changes with Veltman and Welbeck missing. The latter a big miss for the Seagulls as they've lost 6 games without him starting. In for those 2 are Ayari and Pedro. Today for Southampton you feel it is a must win, and a defeat will really Hürzeler. Oh my goodness me. Andrew Self at his absolute best there, of course. That one, I've got a funny feeling that might be closer than some people think. So who knows? Southampton against Brighton is the last of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. But me, Toby Gillis, and him, Oak and Ephraim, will be watching Arsenal against West Ham. You've talked a little bit, Hogs, and you've got about 30 seconds to answer this, about your concerns for Arsenal going forward. Could West Ham hurt Arsenal, though? Or do you not see that either? Are we looking at a low scorer?
Yeah, possibly a low score. I think Bowen and Kudus, obviously they can cause some trouble, but Arsenal defensively, they're the best team in the league, probably the best team in Europe, so that's what stands Arsenal in good stead. They may only need 1 goal to win it.
Not had back-to-back clean sheets since the first 2 games of the season, though, of Arsenal. So defensively, yes, in terms of number of goals conceded, the best, but not by clean sheets. We wait to see whether they can keep West Ham out today. It's all coming up in a few minutes' time here on Premier League Live.
MLB Network Radio gets you ready for opening day with a tour of spring training.
The best time of the year.
Hear interviews with all-stars.
This is Mookie Betts. I'm Adley Rashford. I'm Aaron Judge.
And insight and analysis of all 30 clubs.
The biggest thing here in spring camp is there's a different aura.
Offensively, this guy is just a machine. Talk baseball with our experts on Channel 89 in the car. And listen to your favorite team spring training show on the SiriusXM app.
What if you could unlock over $1 million in personal and business credit? That's exactly what Ray Reynolds can do for you. I'm talking about protecting your family and building your business with $100,000 in personal or business cash credit. And Ray can help you rebuild your credit score to 750. Ray Reynolds isn't just any expert. He helped the security chief of TRW that became Experian, one of the most trusted credit bureaus. If you're looking to get your finances on track, Ray is the man you should call for a 750 credit score. Call Ray at 800-763-3716. 800-763-3716. Join his live webinars and attend his weekly workshops to learn the insider strategies for hitting your personal and business goals. Ready for a 750 credit score and your first $100,000 in credit? Call Ray Reynolds now at 800-763-3716. That's 800-763-3716.
Do you have a luxury watch you no longer wear or want? Why not sell it for cash you can use right now? Worthy is a selling partner you can trust to get you the best value for brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and more. With thousands of 5-star reviews and features in publications like the New York Times and Forbes, Worthy has already helped over 80,000 clients get the most for their watches, diamonds, and jewelry with our secure online auction. Worthy will help you sell your luxury watch fast with zero risk. You are in complete control. And once your watch sells, payment is fast. If it doesn't sell, we return it to you for free. No strings attached. At Worthy, we succeed when you do because we share the same goal to maximize your earnings. Why settle for less when you can get more? And now for a limited time, Worthy is cutting fees in half for SiriusXM listeners. Get 50% off your success fee when you go to worthy.com/watch50. That's worthy.com/watch50.
Don't miss the football show.
British
Bruno Fernandes, what a finish, what a goal on the counter for Manchester United.
With Danny Higginbottom.
Amarim's goal is to get to the end of the season and go, right, I want to keep this group of players. These players need to go. There's no point finishing 9th and learning nothing about your players. You might as well finish 14th or 15th and know what you need. He's on a fact-finding mission at the moment.
The Football Show, weekday mornings at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Arsenal against West Ham from the Emirates with me, Toby Gillis, and him, the former West Ham winger, Hogan Ephraim. This is Premier League Live. Arsenal make 2 changes from victory over Leicester last time out. Mars Lewis-Skelly is replaced by Ricardo Calafiori at left back, and Raheem Sterling drops to the bench as well, with Mikel Merino coming in, presumably to play as a central striker. 4 changes for West Ham from defeat to Brentford. Dinos Mavropanos, Emerson and Carlos Soler drop to the bench. Lucas Paquetá is injured. Aaron Cresswell, Jean-Claude Todibo, James Ward-Prowse and Ollie Skulls all come in. So Arsenal's 11, David Raya in goal. Back 4, pretty familiar now, isn't it? Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel, Ricardo Calafiori. Martin Odegaard, the captain, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, the midfield 3. Ethan Nwaneri, Mikel Merino and Leandro Trossard up top. For West Ham, Alphonse Areola, 4th consecutive game in goal for him after Graham Potter decided it was him that should be number 1 rather than Lucas Fabianski. Jean-Claude Todibo, Max Kilman and Aaron Cresswell will make up a back 3, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Ollie Skulls providing width both in defence and attack. James Ward-Prowse and Edson Alvarez will be the midfield pairing. Mohamed Kudus and Thomas Souček in advance of them. And Jared Bowen once again leading the line. These are the 2 clubs who desperately need a striker. Neither of them have one, although of course West Ham have got Danny Ings and Evan Ferguson on the bench. Ferguson presumably still building up his fitness. Danny Ings, as always, not exactly number 1 for West Ham. So it will be they who get us underway in all black this afternoon. Arsenal in their red jerseys with the white shorts, as always. Fans in good voice in North London as they look to narrow the gap officially on Liverpool to 5 points after they dropped points, didn't they, Liverpool, in midweek against Aston Villa, who've drawn against absolutely everyone involved in recent weeks. Liverpool in midweek, Arsenal recently, also West Ham recently. As West Ham do get us underway, they go long out towards the right-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka picks up the loose ball, and at this moment in time, they very much do look like they have gone into that 3-4-2-1 system that we predicted, Hogan.
Yeah, and it's going to be so tough for Arsenal to break that down. I think even if Arsenal had a fully fit front line, it would be tough when a team's got that many men behind the ball, but I just don't see where the spark's going to come from. Nwaneri's the one, but when you're pinning your hopes on a 17-year-old, you know with young players, they can be inconsistent at times. So it'll be interesting.
Is today about getting an early goal for Arsenal? Because it's been a bit like that all season, hasn't it, really, as they threatened to give the ball away there with Timber coming narrow. It is going to run to Saliba, who's chased out to the right-hand side and picked up. They've gone a little bit long. Merino beaten in the air, and Arsenal have it back in midfield.
Yeah, well, in this fixture, normally at the London Stadium, Arsenal have really got out West Ham early. They've put them away twice recently, big scorelines where they've got an early lead and gone on to hammer them. And even the 2-2 in the first title race they had, they were 2-0 up early on then, and then they threw that away. So West Ham have got to keep it tight early doors.
Yeah, it's fair to say that in beating Arsenal here last season, a 2-0 victory through Souček and Mavropanos goals, and actually had a penalty save right at the death of that one as well. It's kind of like they made Arsenal angry, isn't it? They've scored 11 in the 2 since, and West Ham just a couple there. It was 5-2 the reverse, with all 7 goals coming in the first 45 minutes. So we shall see whether Arsenal can start quickly in this one as well. They were 4-0 up at one point before Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Emerson made it interesting, but Bukayo Saka right at the end of the first half, 5 minutes into stoppage time, pretty much ended the game, just as West Ham thought the momentum might have been swinging their way for an extraordinary comeback. Arsenal have the ball, defensive edge of the centre circle, with William Saliba moving it right to Jurrien Timber, and here is Odegaard. Calafiori is playing that position where he sort of joins in as a central midfielder, isn't he? Almost sort of left of Declan Rice, but now Jurrien Timber's gone there. Calafiori drops back. Here is Nwaneri, midpoint of the West Ham half on the right-hand side. His ball in field is cut out by Mohamed Kudus. Skulls comes back to Cresswell. Just a 4th start of the season for Aaron Cresswell. He's well past the 300 appearances in the Premier League for West Ham now. Only Mark Noble has ever managed that before. And they come back via Kilman to Areola. And here is Todibo. He has not been the signing, I think it's fair to say, that West Ham fans thought he was going to be.
No, I think there was a lot expected of him. He was linked with Juventus, Manchester United before the rule got in place that they couldn't sign players from Nice. So he came with a big reputation and he's just not got going at all.
Might have been the only thing that could have made Man United worse. Here's Calafiori on halfway for Arsenal. Back to Saliba. Square ball to his right for Timber. What a season Jurrien Timber's had, by the way. I mean, you know, especially when you take into account what happened last season. What a blow. And he's become, I mean, he's number 1 right back, isn't he, for them, without a doubt now. And he's just outstanding. So difficult to get past in those one-on-one situations. Areola under pressure, serious pressure. His pass out was poor towards this near side. Timber thought he was going to get in, and Areola, with a 70s very particular type of video moustache that I probably shouldn't mention, is rather lucky that he got away with that one. But it is a throw-in that's gone West Ham's way.
Yeah, going back to your point on Timber, he's been unbelievable. I think he only played 3 games last season before getting injured.
One.
Oh, one
game.
The
opening day of the season.
Oh, wow. Nottingham Forest was it
I think
at home?
it was, yeah.
And just since then, he's been unbelievable since returning. Honestly, he could play right back, he could play left back, he could do a job at centre back. I'm not sure he'd get in front of these two that they have playing today, but just
he's not quite got the height, has he? That's the only thing. But I mean, wow. You know, it's in this era where you don't have to just be up and down the whole time as a fullback in certain systems. Anyway, it's it's been fabulous. Talking of getting up and down, here's a man that can. Wan-Bissaka, but he's passed the ball straight out of play, and that is a goal kick for David Raya. 5 minutes very nearly on the clock. It is Arsenal 0, West Ham 0 at TalkSport Live on X, if you want to join in the conversation. Talk to me about Graham Potter and what you've seen from West Ham since he arrived. It's 1 win against Fulham. It's a draw against Aston Villa. It's losses in all the other games.
Yeah, I think a few of the games he was unlucky though. Away at Aston Villa, they were 1-0 up in the FA Cup game, and they lost that game with a bad refereeing decision to give a corner against them. I know they should defend it after that. Away at Chelsea, I thought they were decent. I really like Potter as a manager, and I do think he'll get things right at West Ham. He's obviously going to need a different kind of player to play the way that he wants to play, but yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
When you say that, what sort of player do you think suits him? Because I looked at this squad and actually thought, you know, he'd probably take it. You know, oh, well, he is. You know what I mean? He has taken it.
Yeah, I think.
I wonder how much change they'd need. Is the point I'm making?
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 more technical players. The likes of a Souček, I don't really see as a Graham Potter player, but obviously in this West Ham squad, he's a key figure for them.
Especially not if he keeps doing what he's just done, which is launch the ball straight out of play.
Yeah, he just wants pure footballers, I think, Graham Potter. Obviously, people that can get around the pitch as well. So I do think you'll see a change over the summer.
No surprise to see James Ward-Prowse back in the team then.
Yeah.
Here's Thomas Partey for Arsenal. Just a yard inside the West Ham half, coming back for Gabriel. Now here's Saliba. It's outstanding centre-back partnership. Moving it back to Gabriel, now to the left-hand side for Calafiori. Rice scored against his former side in the 6-0 victory last season. Here is Kudus. A bit of a quiet atmosphere, isn't it? It's slightly odd. This is a huge opportunity and a huge afternoon for Arsenal if they've got any chance of hunting down Liverpool.
Yeah, you get the strange sense of feeling from the Arsenal fans where Liverpool haven't been at their best recently.
No, they really haven't.
But it's like the Arsenal fans are lacking belief just because of their injuries, without even seeing how the team's going to get on first and foremost. So it is a tough one. An early goal would help lift this place massively.
In the immediate recent past,
Yeah.
Arsenal are the form team.
Yeah.
You know, I know that Liverpool are unbeaten in 22, Arsenal in 15, so, you know, the records speak for themselves. But in the immediate, as I say, recent past, Arsenal have won their last 3, Liverpool have picked up 5 points in their last 3.
Well, like a win here would be absolutely massive. With the 2 games Liverpool have coming up. Manchester City away, Newcastle at home. There's a real chance.
Here's Souček, inside left position, moves it wide to Kudus. And Kudus, unforgivably, is offside.
Yeah, that's so sloppy, that. Just lack of concentration.
He's been linked with Arsenal. And every time I speak to different people about him, they have totally different views. Some love him.
Yeah.
Some think he's a million miles below the sort of reputation he seems to have amongst those that love him. And some sort of think he's kind of in between, which makes me think he probably is in between.
Yeah.
But he can be mercurial. But that sort of thing is probably the frustration.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would question the ability of Kudus. I think he's technically fantastic. His left foot's outrageous. Probably lacks that 1 yard of pace you would want in a forward player.
Arsenal in centre circle. Move it out to Jurriën Timber. Here's Ethan Nwaneri in a high up position for the first time up against Ollie Scarles. Infield to Partey, back heel by Odegaard. Nwaneri had too many black shirts to try and dart past to get onto that one. West Ham clear. David Raya picked it up basically on the centre spot. That's how far out he is and how deep West Ham are. Odegaard tries to loft it forwards. That one's hit off the head of Edson Alvarez and the Mexican concedes the throw.
Yeah, you just hope that the West Ham players do believe that they can get a result, because I honestly think it's there for them if they stick to their guns and make it difficult for Arsenal to play through.
Subs benches are pretty strong for both. Arsenal with Neto the keeper, Kieran Tierney, Ben White back. He was actually on the bench last week against Leicester, didn't come on. I wonder whether he'll get some minutes today. Jakub Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Jorginho, Raheem Sterling, Nathan Butler-Oyedeji and Miles Lewis-Skelly. West Ham have Lucas Fabianski the keeper, Carlos Soler, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Luis Guillame, Danny Ings, Guido Rodriguez, Emerson, Evan Ferguson, who did get 45 minutes last week. Bit of me wondered whether he might fancy starting him today on that basis. You know, might try and give him an hour, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if West Ham are behind or even, you know, relatively tightly still in the game at half-time if he's given another run for that amount of time. And then Adi Irving is their final sub. They have a free kick from an offside that they've gone forward with. Can Kudus bring it down? No. Throw in for Arsenal on the right-hand side. Arsenal have won 37 of 57 Premier League meetings between these 2 teams. West Ham have lost more games and conceded more goals against Arsenal than any other Premier League side. And I've got one quiz question for you. Yeah. So Arsenal have scored 5 or more in the last 2 meetings between these 2. If they were to do that again, they'd become only the 2nd team in Premier League history to score 5 or more in 3 consecutive games against one single opponent. Can you name the other?
Manchester City against Watford.
I knew you'd say that, as Marino goes up for a header at the back post. It's dealt with well by West Ham. Kilman cleared and Odegaard tries the volley forward. It's cleared away. It is not that bad, amazingly. I know that Man City did beat Watford. I think they hit 8 and 6 against us in consecutive games, and then the FA Cup game was 6, but not 3 consecutive Premier League games 5+. As Arsenal look to attack again with the Nwaneri. Odegaard. I know you don't think they're going to get 5 again. I think it depends on an early goal. Partey. To the left for Calafiori. Little gap that Rice picks up. First time back to Gabriel. All in and around the edge of the Hammers 18-yard box. Now wide to the left for Leandro Trossard. The Belgian takes on Wan-Bissaka. There's the ball in. Oh, Kilman got a little touch on it at his near post, and it could have gone anywhere. Fortunately for him, it wasn't enough of a contact to divert towards his own goal, and Scholes picks up on the near side.
Very lucky there. He was not in control of that right foot of his. That could have easily been 1-0 with an own goal.
Here is Marino trying to shield it from Alvarez, who wins it first. It drops to Cresswell, round the corner for Scholes. Scholes off of Timber. into touch on the near side. It's very difficult to say skulls and not make it sound like skulls.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he's got a long way to go before he has that sort of CV. But you can immediately see the type of player that Marino is going to be up top. I mean, he was caught on his heels a little bit there, but he's just standing there as the last line and waiting for the crosses to come in.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit more from Wan-Bissaka there, to be honest, because you mentioned before the game, that's when they look dangerous on crosses, Arsenal, especially with Marino up front. He's not the sort that's going to wriggle past 2 or 3 players.
13 goals from crosses this season. That's 3 more than anyone else.
Yeah, you have to stop the crosses. That's how we got his 2 goals last week. And I think Wan-Bissaka, physically, he will dominate Trossard, so get tight to him, make him try and outrun you, and then just push him aside.
What I would say is that of the 47 goals that West Ham have conceded this season, only 4 have come from crosses. So usually they do defend them quite well, as Trossard has it on the far side again. Can he dig out a cross? He can, but it wasn't convincing, and it's away by Ward-Prowse. But, I mean, Arsenal are just picking up the loose ball every time on halfway and coming in. The entire match pretty much has been played in the West Ham half, and they can't surely do this for 90 minutes. Trossard far wide on the left. Back to Gabriel. Infield to Partey. Partey lofted into Marino! Just beyond the Spaniard.